could be beating our runners today. They could be going right after them, but we won't spoil that until somebody is finished on the restream. So everyone's ready there, and looks like we are setting up.
As per usual, they've got a couple of... Well, actually, I think they've only got 1 or 2 item locations to check here. But... Link to the Past is much more viable with its many item locations to check.
Some people regard going down into blueprints as kind of a mean play, because you can only really check 2 items down there. Both of them are in logic, because it's a hard logic seed, but it still takes a lot of time to get down there and back up.
Let's see what we got on the island here. Missed it. Just missiles.
5 missiles. 5 missiles.
Boring.
Ooh, and there's a hammer in Link's house. Ooh, that is an amazing early game find.
That's fantastic. Until they actually get a sword, that's a viable weapon right there.
Well,
granted, its hitbox is not the greatest in the world.
But it does tempered sword damage. You often see people using it over just the fighter sword, and sometimes even over the master sword, depending on what exactly you're going to be hammering.
The only annoying thing is if it hit anybody that like just blocks the head, you face the opposite direction.
Yeah, a little annoying on like hammer sword, but the uncle has pretty much a vanilla shield today, and Hitaka's going for the early hula hand play.
I always like going for that play personally, just because you get 200 rupees right off the bat, and you need every bit in the early beginning.
Yeah, the Super Metroid and Zelda 3 combo tends to be a bit drier on piece in the early game compared to, say, like normal Link to the Past Randomizer, because those rupees could be spread out all over Metroid instead of just here. So it makes hula hand plays a lot more viable in the early stages. You still got like a little chance that you'll find 200-300 rupee drops in Kakri, but it's gonna be far less common.
Now, I will say, for anyone that has never seen these kind of hard logic races before, the hard logic does not apply to X-ray in the force there. But the hard logic does not apply to Link to the Past, but it applies to Super Metroid, and it expects you to do things like infinite bomb jumping, lava dives, gate glitches, snail clips. Just a lot of very hard tricks to do, and it expects you to do them.
So in the basement of the Thieves' Hut, we've got some power bombs, which are also really great to get early on. Oftentimes, it can be that you don't find power bombs for ages and ages, and that really restricts what you can do in Super Metroid, because not only do you need to really get around Super Metroid, but you also need bombs of some kind. Typically, those would be power bombs, but regular bombs will do the trick in a pinch.
Ideally, you'd want... Well, I'm not sure if we should really say ideally if you got like regular morph ball bombs, because while you can do infinite bomb jumping with regular bombs, you can also just cover so much more with power bombs. It does not look like we've had too much interesting found here. Well, a couple of E-tanks, that's always good.
Yeah, a couple of E-tanks going into Super Metroid is nice, and having like 2 or 3 power bomb packs is ideal.
Neaterific found the ice beam in Zelda's cage.
An interesting find to get it all the way down there. Doesn't really provide you much offensive power, but it lets you get through Tyrion a little quicker, which is and a bit more conveniently than power bombing a bunch of Metroid stuck to your face.
Yeah, it's definitely going to help with Tyrion later on.
You can also use it in a few other places to get around a bit easier, say like Bubble Mountain in Upper North there, but yep, I was just about to say, gloves in the well.
But yeah, go ahead.
So aside from these terrific diverting down to get the ice beam, most of our runners are doing pretty much the exact same route here. I mean, it's a very item-rich route, and far less prone to getting ruined by, say, some kind of risky gamble.
Not too much in terms of deviation with their paths, but that can all change once we get like more items for them to utilize here.
I'm not sure why Maganako's going back into Blind's basement. Is he farming rupees? Looks like he
I
is.
think he's... oh yeah, he's getting just enough for the bottle vendor. I think he was just a couple short there.
Yeah, I think Chakama did the same thing too, because he's on the 107 himself, and I'm sure he already cleared out the basement. So let's see what the bottle vendor has. Just a 20 rupee refund. Not worth a time.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb. 100 rupees just to condense them down into a red rupee that's only worth 20.
I mean, it could be a lot worse. It could be 500 rupees condensed down into 20. And we see in a chicken hut there's another 100 rupees anyway, so...
It's like, hey, there's a refund.
If you don't do that farming, you save yourself about a minute there, so...
It's not too terrible. So we got a few more checks here. You got the tavern, the library, and also the bush race, I like to call.
So not much in Kakariko apart from those gloves. Mostly just health so far. You won't be able to grab what's on the library just yet, which looks like a medallion. I think that was Bombos. Yeah, it's Bombos.
Okay, so we got Bombos in the library.
Ooh, and a quick map check there on the Hitaka side. I think I saw crystals at Tower of Hair and Desert Palace, but I'm not too sure about that. And I totally missed Eastern Palace.
I think I may have missed it on the restream too. Darn it.
Anyway, the race game has a piece of heart, which Monarco is just going straight for without checking, and oh, he does another quick map check. Green pendant at Eastern Palace, vanilla green pendant, and regular crystals at Tower and Desert Palace.
Alright, green pendant. And the other two are just crystals?
Yeah, regular crystals. Right, so Chaka is making a stop into the back of Escape, and I imagine Maniacal is going to do the same thing. Hitaka, meanwhile, is going to take the south route first.
Well, Trucker and Maniacal making the play here to check the back of Escape for some... Ooh, mushroom!
And a small key. Doesn't look like Truck is willing to try and fumble through the dark to get to the dark cross chest, so he grips the chest a couple times in frustration and quits out.
It's a bit risky to try to go for the dark crossroads item if you don't have Lantern. Though I think... No, Maniacal's not going for it either.
He didn't have that hammer from Link's house until just now.
Meanwhile, looks like Trucker's going to be checking the rest of the castle here, and it's probably going to be getting his ice beam as well.
5 missiles revealed under the water at the dam.
Boo!
But we still got plenty more items coming up right here in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yep, 5 whole items in this place. But it's also potentially dangerous. Gotta be careful with the bombs, and also gotta be careful that those sneaky mini Moldorms don't try to go through the gaps there.
Yeah, it can be a little tricky hitting those Moldorms with bombs, because their patterns are extremely random. There's another power bomb pack, that is extremely useful, and a moon pole. That's Dark Gold Access. That's Dark Gold Access, 9 minutes in.
And the Bloomerang.
That is a stacked mini Moldorm cave. So Hisaka's continuing on to the Ice Rod cave.
Now the question is, where's he gonna dip to first if he is gonna try Dark World Access? My guess is probably go to Village of Outcasts.
He's on 5 hearts, so he could make a quick trip into Skullwoods too if he so wished. It's not going to get one shot by anything in there, but still a little dangerous if you're too careful with like the Gibdos or the Spikes or whatever.
Oh yeah, the Gibdos are terrifying. One green tunic. Anything good in Ice Cave? That's a heart container.
Well, not even a heart container, just a
I mean,
little piece of heart.
A piece of heart, that's what I meant to say. A fraction of a heart container.
A promise of a heart container. So now Hitaka's doing the backup escape like all the others did before him. And meanwhile, it looks like Nitorific is going up to Death Mountain, perhaps?
It's a bit of a tricky play. He does have gloves, but he doesn't have lantern. Not only that, he doesn't have swords, so it's going to be a little bit tricky getting up there.
Well, no, he's skipping right past and going back to Lumberjack again.
Maybe he didn't check, or maybe he's like going to check to see what's in or I don't know.
He's farming a lot of bombs from these bush crabs. Having a one bomb drop from him is really useful, but okay, I guess he's just farming bombs. Oh.
Bubble Mountain Morph Ball would be interesting.
So Hitaka is taking that extremely useful Dark World access and not accessing Dark World just yet, and Monarcho is actually the first one to venture into there. He's heading straight over to Hype Cave.
Are we gonna get a Hype Cave or a Meh Cave?
The last Hype Cave I covered was literally a 0 out of 10. It was just blue and red rupees. In a seed where the runner story got 3 times 300 rupees. So anyway, first up we've got 5 missiles. Super missiles. I think that's our first super pack, so not too bad.
Lantern! Oh man. No more dark caves from Maniacal.
I give that like 5 out of 10. Lantern is nice to get early on, so you don't have to worry about going out of logic too often. And supers is nice, so yeah.
We got the map check there. We got pendants at Pod, and Meyer in our 5-6 is Skull Woods and Swamp Palace.
So surprisingly enough, Turtle Rock is actually a crystal today, despite that early ice rod.
But thankfully, Meyer is only a pendant. Lava Dive, Lower Norfair Morph Ball. Oh lord.
So Nitorific has a quick look at the desert ledge, if I missed what it was, and he's also going into Agina's cave. This is quite an out of the range check, to be honest, especially since you're doing this with Dark World access already. But
yeah.
I don't see he's picked up that moon power yet. Did he not do Mini Modon Cave yet?
I don't believe so.
Trucker's headed in there right now.
Yeah, he's got to be careful here. And also, there was an E-take in the Agina's cave.
Ooh, that is Titan Spits on the pyramid.
Oh!
It is a rare seed that you get both Power Gloves and Titan Spits in 13 minutes. And Dark World access too, for that matter. Wow, this is exceedingly big progress for Link to the Past so far.
I think all we're missing now is something like bow or maybe hookshot.
Yeah, Monaco's not taking chances here. He's doing an out-for-a check like Catfish before heading over into Pod. He can't complete Pod without the bow, but he can clear out a very big portion of it, especially with that lantern.
Now, if he had a potion, he could do the potion glitch to check the bow-locked side at the entrance.
Yeah, but no bottles so far. It looks like Nitorific's now picked up his moon pearl for Mini Modom too.
So that's everybody with a moon pearl right now.
And Hitaka is headed over to the pod area. Well, I mean, the Eastern Palace area.
That's why I always remember, like, I have a few instances where doing the early, like, Eastern play here really paid out for me.
He could be just checking out Sahasrara and then going into Dark World, or he could be going straight into Eastern, which I would think a bit unusual considering his Dark World, but Anyway, nothing much in the back of Shalashaska's hut.
Just money and a piece of heart.
So far, there's nothing tempting these runners to go into Super Metroid at all. Oh, Hitaka goes for the saving crit.
I think he was thinking of going to Eastern, but probably thought against it.
Perhaps he wants to check out Hype Cave first. And it looks like that is his destination.
Monaco's heading for the... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, finish the forecasts, yes.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, chess game paying out.
Want something good? Pay me 80 rupees and I'll give you 300.
Neederific and Trucker both go for Fake Flipper here to go check out the Hobo, and possibly the Zora areas too. With that Moonpole, they can actually get into the Waterfall Cave in the Zora area, so quite lucrative.
Yeah. It's definitely dangerous if you're approaching the Hobo under the bridge, because if that archer spots you, he can one-shot you.
Yeah, the Hobo's carrying some extreme explosive super missiles, and Trucker's decided to skip the Hobo and go straight to Waterfall Cave.
Ooh, high jump in Sea House. And mirror in Waterfall. Oh, that's gonna pay out for Trucker.
Yeah, that makes dipping into Palace of Darkness and Eastern Palace really, really appealing right now, because you can just do both of them in one go and not have to make the trek up there twice. However, no bow, so you can't actually finish the dungeons. So maybe making it twice anyway if he decides to go up there.
We got Hataka and Maniacal both checking Stumpy, and they get Spazer.
Hitaka's also trying to check some things with his mushroom.
Tracker, interestingly, is keeping the water walking glitch to check the Hobo under the bridge. I don't know if this is faster or not, baby.
I haven't really timed it, to be honest. I guess it's less threat of getting sniped by the arrow guard on the bridge. Much easier to avoid if you've got the regular movement as opposed to swimming movement. Ooh,
Well, we got like Hataka and Maniacal just kind of mimicking each other here.
They've come into here from opposite directions.
Don't think Maniacal's picked up the mushroom, though.
Hitaka goes for... Oh yeah, of course. Hitaka hasn't picked up Titan Smith from Pyramid, so they can't go into the village from that side.
But Maniacal can.
Save and quit. Well, he was just up here. Now, if he had that mirror from the Waterfall Cave, he could hand in the blacksmith immediately, but instead the blacksmith's going to go on a bit of a world tour first.
It is a shame we don't have boots here, though, because this is going to take a bit.
Funny quirk about the hammer pegs is that you actually can't do a hammer dash on them unless you have a sword. Because the game, like when you're trying to dash through stuff, the game checks if you have a sword or not, and if you don't have a sword, you just bonk off a thing. So when you try to do a hammer dash, I think you knock the peg down, but you go bonking off the peg.
That is interesting.
Now, Hitaka is actually going to be our first run going up to Death Mountain.
Oh, Trucker went into Hype Cave, but he doesn't have any bombs.
Oops.
He had a few frustrating headbangs against the wall there. Hitaka, meanwhile, is heading up Death Mountain while rescuing the old man. So we'll see what prize he gets from that.
Yeah, he hasn't got the mirror, so he's not going to be able to do very much on Death Mountain apart from get the save point here and easy access to Upper North there. But there's really nothing to take our runners into Metroid for any reason just yet. No morph ball, no means of using the bombs they picked up.
I think at the very least he's probably going to check to see what that first item is in the high jump area.
Yeah, he can check one item down here. Or two items actually, but he's not going to be able to get the second one.
And also activating the all-important Spazer Beam. Alright, Croc Escape doesn't have anything good.
Trucker comes back with some bombs and picks up the... Well, he's really low on health, so he's got to be careful.
Yeah, one hit from anything could really do him in right now. Just resetting the location there just to get rid of those annoying flying mushrooms.
Yeah, honestly, when I used to play Link to the Past as a kid, I have to kill everything on screen, you know, because it's an enemy, they have to die. And those flying bomb-spitting mushroom things, as you call them, I don't remember the exact name, they really give you a lot of grief, because they just fly away from your sorts of things.
And as Linkforce pointed out, Maniacal just got the wave beam from the blacksmiths.
Ooh, tasty.
I nearly misread what Linkforce said as futuristic beams as futuristic beans. Like, what kind of item is that? K-45 just has missiles.
Could really use a charged beam at the moment to make use of all these beams you picked up, because we've pretty much got maximum offensive power in Super Metroid outside of having a plasma beam, which of course is worth far more than any other beam, but you know, plenty of runs have been done with Rave and Spacer, and that is a second best beam loadout you can have.
Yeah, that's another thing with hard logic. I don't think it ever expects you to have, like, charge beam before fighting, like, Ridley or Mother Brain.
I'm not sure about that myself, actually. I know in normal logic you're expected to have the charge beam for Ridley and Mother Brain because you cannot get super missile drops from them. So if you go into those fights with not enough super missiles, you are basically stuck. I'd have to go check the hard logic rules for that, but perhaps somebody in chat can fill us in.
Well, I mean, I have it up right now, but it doesn't say anything in regards to whether or not it'll give you charge beam.
And Neolithic is headed up to Death Mountain with that mirror in hand, so he's going to be able to check out a lot more up here compared to Hitaka. And Hitaka is going for a little bit of skull.
And given that he's got Lamp too, he could actually full clear Hera.
Maniacal picks up his Ice Beam and is going for a Death Warp. Probably going to check out that Dark Cross Room. He has picked up
still... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, he's picked up the map, but that was in the back of Escape, so there's one more item to check in the Dark Cross.
That GT abbreviation always confuses me, because it could either refer to Ganon's Tower or it could refer to Gold Chorizo. And so I'm just like, which one is it? Is it Ganon's Tower or Gold Chorizo? Nothing too interesting in Skull Woods here just yet.
Just power bombs in the back, in the Dark Cross Room. Not particularly exciting, considering we've gotten quite a few power bombs already.
Trucker's gonna be happy once he gets through the pyramid here, because he's gonna be getting his Titan mitts.
Neolithic is paying a visit into the Tower of Hair. It's a crystal, and he can completely fully. I think he's got that lamp from Hyper Cave, so he should be good.
Yeah, he's got lamp, so he can full clear this.
Compass in the back chest, so we're going to have to go into the basement to get the big key.
A bit unfortunate in that regard, but oh well, what can you do?
Well, it's probably better than, say, having an item stuck down there and clinging to our without the lamp, because then it's one of those items that tends to harass at the back of your mind for the rest of the seed. I think the only one worse for that is the Thieves Town big chest.
Well, Neorific's utilizing the block glitch here to remain invincible so long as he's standing on the tile.
Would be a good opportunity to get a coffee, but we're only 25 minutes into the seed, so shouldn't be needing a break just yet. Some of these Super Metroid Zelda 3 races can go very, very long. But we've got quite a few items already, so and we can make quite a bit of progress as this, so hopefully we're not going to be stuck on anything. I say that, and what's a bird town I've been like a turtle rock at 3 hours in.
Yeah, speaking of which, I'm curious to see what our trouble item's gonna be. I almost want to say it could be something like... Well, I would say gravity suit, but then again, this is hard logic, and, you know, these runners could just go through Meridia without gravity suit. It'd be hard and tedious, but they could do it.
If you're in go mode by that point, you can even take the back door into Meridia and just go through that way.
Yeah.
It's still a little tedious, but not nearly as bad as it could be if you actually want to clear out Meridia for stuff.
Yeah, this is being real stingy with wanting to give them items.
So we've got 3 dungeons going on here, and looks like Truck has headed over to Pod, so it might be 4 different dungeons going on. At the same time. Ooh, yeah, Charge Beam, tasty.
There's the charge beam. I think all he's missing now is, actually, he doesn't have wave beam because Maniacal has that, but I think all we're missing now is wherever plasma beam is.
Well, we had an X-ray scope in Lost Woods, so if we find plasma, we could get some microwaving going on. In Eastern Palace for Maniacal, we find a space jump.
Ooh, yeah, that's really handy.
So a lot of the hard logic required tricks, say like continuous wall jumping and so on, not required today. You can just do some space jumps over.
Sure, that's a sigh of relief from Maniacal.
Just a piece of heart from Moldorm, but neat if it gets our first crystal.
Yeah, first of all, managed to get a crystal. I believe he can also head over to Eastern Death Mountain if he wanted to as well.
Well, for Hammer, he can certainly do that. He
Yeah,
doesn't
he
have a
can
Titan,
check it.
so he can't check out the Dark World side yet, but there's Paradox Cave, and Paradox Cave tends to pay out quite a bit.
Oh yeah, that's 7 items right there, and also you can check Spiral Cave on the way down. Gonna check the island. It's just extra bombs. Space jump plus high jump. Who needs ground? I agree. You got
Remember
those.
to check out Spiral Cave. I've seen Spiral Cave burn a lot of runners recently. Do not skip Spiral Cave. It will burn you far more often than it doesn't, even if you have to run through without boots or hookshot or anything nice.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're on the top part of Death Mountain, you're gonna check out Paradox Cave, go ahead and check out Spiral Cave while you're going down. Let's see, like, yeah, that item may not be all that important, but at least it's not something important. Of course, Nidorific has to be careful here. Anything can... Oh... I'm sorry. I cursed him.
Trucker picks up a cane of burner from the front of Pod.
Ooh. That can be useful for the blind fight.
Hitaka will be headed towards Faye shortly. I shouldn't think Hitaka will have much problems with it because he's got quite a lot of health going down there.
Meanwhile, Maniacal is checking a bit of Norfair here. Just checking these 2 locations and probably heading back to Death Mountain.
Word to the wise, if you ever want to do a Link to the Past randomizer seed in inverted logic, practice your 3-heart hammer blind. You'll need it far more often than you think you might.
Oh yeah. In fact, just get used to using the hammer a lot. Oh, Trucker got bunked off by the Helmarock. Not the Helmarock, Helmasaur. I keep calling these things Helmarocks.
Niko's going for some health runs here. He doesn't have too much health though. I think the next room isn't heated, so he should be fine.
Oh.
Yeah, he's into Bubble Mountain now, so he will be okay. He's going to have to do some health farming if he wants to go back the other way.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. So far, it's not paying off too well.
Paradox Cave on the Neederific side, 2 missiles in the basement, but we've got the 4 other items up top, 5 other items up top.
Oh, careful, Hitaka. Oh! No fairy for him, so he's gonna do that boss fight again.
It's not the end of the world doing blind again, because he's very close to the entrance, but Hitaka's just not going to bother for now.
It's right here. It's not like Thieves Town is hard to get to. Oh, Neederific found his sword! Also got the red meringue. Oh, the bow! And a shield upgrade, so he's got a red shield now.
Okay, Paradox Cave loaded as always. Who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought Paradox Cave would have something good? I don't see how Bo could be out of logic.
Looks like Maniakal's trying to farm some health here in the top of Bubble Mountain, but he has to dip into the heated room for a bit to reset the enemies, and the enemies were dropping super missiles rather than health, but looks like they're paying out a bit more.
Oh right, yeah, Mirror is out of logic because they need flippers, and Neederific utilize the water walking to get to it. So the question is, where are they going to get flippers?
Oh, Maniakal, careful. Oh, he just manages to get to the pipe to farm some health without dying. He did dip down to about 11 health there. Very dangerous.
Yeah, this is not exactly something easy to do here on like 3 E-tanks. This is a dangerous game he's doing here. He's gonna get his thing topped off and then he's out of here.
Yep, time to check out Speed Booster. And looks like Hitaka's also proceeding into pod, again without that mirror, so can't be quite as efficient as possible. Right, 5 missiles above the door, and Speed Boost itself is 3 bombs, so this really wasn't worth the trip.
Nope. But at least he doesn't have to come back here. He's still gotta be careful though, he's on 31 energy. Oh, there we go. I just gotta farm his health back up.
Remind me how much ammo you need to pull off a crystal flash, because often people do that here in the Speed Booster room.
Yeah, it's 10 missiles, 10 super missiles, and technically 11 power bombs.
Okay, so
all while you're below like 50 energy with nothing in your reserves.
I believe I'm seeing people do lower north air hell runs. You have to actually start the crystal flash before you go below 50 energy, so that it activates when you're below 50 energy. Because if you try to start it when you're already below 50 energy, you will just die. Your health will run out before it starts up. So it's a bit difficult pulling it off, but luckily we can just farm the enemies here for help.
Yeah, they can't really do crystal flashing if they don't have morph ball.
Good point, good point.
It's like, he does have the ammo for it, but he still needs morph ball. So far, he hasn't really found anything of use in here. Yeah, it's just been kind of garbage. He's not even gonna save it, he's just gonna do a full reset.
Yeah, but he grabbed it and then reset. Yeah.
Makes me wonder if, like, maybe there's something important on blind. And then again, I don't know, like, the map's there, but I don't know if Hitaka had picked up a... Oh, he found boots!
Yeah, Trucker had picked us up earlier when he went through pod.
I didn't notice that. I'm sorry, Trucker, I didn't mean to miss out on you getting those boots.
Yeah, he's been getting fast for a little bit now. Yeah, he picks up his own space jump from Powers of Darkness, making use of that mirror to get a bit more efficiently.
An interesting play here. Maniacal's going down to Morph Ball because, well, though this is one spot that is in Logic, and since he's got high jump boots, another item down here is also in Logic. It's just an E-Tank, though.
It's like the Agina's Cave of Link to Past is available to you from pretty much the beginning, but you really don't want to go down there too much. Because it takes a lot of time to get down here, and a lot of time to get back up if you actually find something.
And it's a reserve tank. Imagine he's not going to reset just to keep the energy tank, and maybe, well, I don't know if the reserve tank is all that really necessary for him.
Yeah, he's choosing to hang on to these ones for... I mean, if he decides to quit out and go back to ship, he'd still have to spend roughly the same amount of time going back to the entrance to Link to the Past, so it's fine. Doesn't really lose anything doing this. So we're doing a couple of boost checks here.
Yeah. For the person that was asking in chat if that puts Hellruns in Logic, I believe it's a total of 5 energy tanks you need. So that's like, 4 E-tanks and maybe 1 reserve. But you only need 3 E-tanks to get to Ice Beam.
Iko's headed back into Link to Past again, so he might choose to take that safe and quit and go to Ice, but no, he's going to proceed back into Link to Past.
And Hitaka is using his boots to get that Bombos medallion.
He might need it, might as well get it out of the way before we need to think about getting it.
I mean, we do have Ice Palace. It's out of Logic right now, but I believe if Maniacal, or... No, actually, if Trucker wanted to, he could go and do Ice Palace. Because he's got Bombos. Although I believe he's still missing out on hookshot, so he can't do a full clear of Ice Palace.
Yeah, he hasn't been to Padlock's Cave yet, so he doesn't even have a sword, so... makes Ice Palace pretty icky, especially when you're on 5 hearts and green mail.
Ooh, yeah. Meanwhile, Neorific just took down Blind, so what's he got? Super Missiles.
He's getting ahead on crystals first, so he's doing pretty well. And the Padlock's Cave has really paid out for him thanks to that sword and bow, so he's got the means to do a lot more progress already. He can go finish off Eastern Palace and Palace of Darkness, for example. Looks like Truck is about to get some beams smithed for him.
That delicious, delicious wave beam. Not quite as tasty as Plasma, but still just as good.
I guess Plasma Beam is like lime flavored and Wave Beam is passion fruit flavored. Anyway, Hitaka's going in for a second run at Blind.
So far, so good.
Yeah, a lot of people worry about keeping Blind on script when they're doing him, but keeping him on script really requires you to have a sword to do it safely. with Hammer, you're going off script already, and if he already took a death to blind, he's going to start in a completely different place anyway, so you can't keep him on script. But you can use the Cane of Burner to both damage blind and keep yourself invincible, so it becomes a lot easier with that, and Hitaka gets his first crystal.
Yeah, if you want to easily fight with blind, just get Cane of Brian. It makes that fight a joke. So that's Ataka's first crystal. The Terrific and Maniacal are both going through Skull Woods here.
And Shark is taking the purple chest for a bit of a world tour.
Where's he going to?
He's probably going to do his graveyard and boots checks up here. He's got Titans and boots and mirrors, so he'll be fine. But he's going to the north instead.
He's gonna check Bumper Cave first. Being careful here because he does not want to die just yet, or he doesn't want to die at all.
Yeah, the Moblins are nasty, and the Murder Dactyl is particularly nasty.
On Green Mail, those suckers do 4 hearts of damage. But he's in this spot. He's gonna go check out Bonk Rocks here.
Oh, but that's
Nope, he's good.
okay. Promote, I thought he's got the purple chest clipped into the stump there.
Man, I would hate it if, like, you know, despite the fact that Myers and Pendant, they'd still have to dip into it to get an item.
Given how Maya usually is, you'll probably have to dip into it to get the cane for Ganon's tower.
And Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb, probably.
Yeah, Nidoific's beating Trucker to the chase here. Oh, Trucker got himself stuck on his mirror portal and has to bonk himself back to Dark World and go back in again.
That's not still making it.
Where did his purple chest go? Did he lose it?
I hope he didn't. Oh, but he got a blue mail. So, yay? Let's just hope he doesn't have to go back for it. Oh yeah, he's probably thinking, "Oh no."
Well, it's either in the dark. It's either back in his Dark World, but he's leaving it behind. Oh well. Guess it's gone now.
That sucks. Ooh, half magic. That'll come in handy for Turtle Rock. Actually, that's just gonna come in handy in general.
I think from here, Trucker is probably going to go up to Death Mountain, and at least he'll get a sword and bow that way. So it might actually be good that this is deviating him from his purple chest world tour.
It still does make me wonder what purple chests might have, though.
It looks like Nidovific is doing his Dark World checks that we've seen Trucker and Maniacal already do, so he's going to get his Titansmiths here. But unlike them, he's actually going to be able to finish Palace of Darkness and Eastern Palace in one fell swoop.
Alpha Peebs. Where was that place again? Is that Alpha Power Bombs?
Yeah, that would be the top of her tower.
Yeah, we had Catfish check already. I think that was missiles? Or is that a heart piece that we got there?
Something useless.
Yeah. 20 rupees, that's what it was.
Yeah, one of Truck or Maniacal checked it out. I think it was Maniacal.
Yeah, it was Maniacal that did.
Itarka's going back to Icewater Cave. I guess he didn't check it earlier, but I know he sort of dipped out after doing mini model cave. I'm just surprised he's going for an isolated check like this. Wait, he went here already because the door's open.
So what's he doing here?
He seems a bit unsure himself.
It's going on the right side. Is he doing a death?
I guess so. Anyway, Neederific's checking out the mushroom master. Itarka's confusing us. Just a piece of
Oh no, wait a minute, I know what he's doing. I think he's setting up... yeah, he's setting up a water walk.
This don't look like water walking to me.
Oh, I think he was trying to set up for it, but I don't know, maybe he just decided, nah, I'm just gonna go for fake flippers and then just go from there.
Yeah, Chad's talking about the double water walk. I have seen that once before, but I completely forgot how he pulled it off. I think it's another SMZ3 race. I think In the Name of DT was racing and a few others, and they all pulled off the double water walk. And I was just amazed to see it at the time. I've never seen it before or after since. He's still swimming though.
Oh man, can we have a required item from King Ripoff himself? I mean, this has been in logic since they got the mittens, or the power glove.
Just missiles. I
I
guess missiles in real life would cost you a lot more than 500 rupees, but you know, fancy worlds don't work on the same kind of economy as the real world. Maniacal takes down Blind with 1 heart left and no cane, so pretty close.
That's impressive. 1 heart, no cane, green tunic, hammer. Taka's gotta be careful when he's doing those dashes, because if he bonks into a wall, he's soft-locked. I'm trying to think, how can you get to top of Red Tower without Morph Ball?
That I don't know. I think the doors at the top are locked by powerbomb doors, so...
And you can't... Yeah, and you can... Oh, Ice Beam. Space Jump and Ice.
You can get through... Yeah, you can get through into Upper North Air through the door, then walk all the way over and space jump up to the top through Red Tower.
Oh, yeah, because... If you go in through Lower North Air up into Red Tower, then yeah, you could just space jump up there.
Yeah, you definitely can't get to it from Cotea, but you can get to it from the North Air entrance.
And I almost never think about going in that way.
I've seen it required a couple times. It's pretty obscure, though.
Speaking of your obscure locations, Sataka is going to be checking the spike room here. It's a dangerous game here with no half magic.
Yeah, and he bonked off a wall. He might be in trouble.
Oh no, he's good. Oh, all that for 20 rupees. Terrific. Meanwhile, I'm picking up his finely crafted wave beam.
chat's talking about how you get the power bombs in the original Super Metroid, and of course you do have to go up a red tower to get those power bombs in Super Metroid, but you're expected to use the ice beam to go get them rather than space jump your way up or wall jump your way up.
Yeah, because I think when you first get to Red Tower, there's no way to go but down. But as you go down, you realize, oh great, how am I going to get back up? And then you get Ice Beam, and it's like, oh, I can freeze enemies with this, and then climb up that way.
Well, as a lot of people do, because the Ripper's very invincible to your normal weapons, you can't freeze them, and he does ignore going back up there for ages and ages. Not something I did myself, because I'd actually played other Metroid games before I got around to Super Metroid, but I know people who got stuck down in Norfair for hours and hours without thinking to go back up there.
Trucker, meanwhile, is going to be checking to see what medallions needed for Turtle Rock, and it's Bombos. So by that logic, Hataka and Trucker can enter Turtle Rock, but it's not really possible until they can get the Cane of Samaria.
I'm surprised he just didn't open it up whilst you're there. I mean, if he needs to refill his magic, he can get a refill here in Super Bunny Cave.
Let's see, he's got half magic too. More power bombs and more super missiles. Oh, that's right, he's got no sword. He can't use it.
Oh, yes, of course, no sword. I mean, he'll get that face shortly in Paradox Cave. I kind of assumed he already had it because he's here on Death Mountain, so...
Well, since he's got the boots, he can check one item here in the Hookshot Cave. It's a bit tricky to get to, but it's possible. And it's a potion. More importantly, a bottle.
Yeah, that unlocks Sick Kitchen. It could also get you through the... using the potion glitch to get you through Prod, though that's strictly unnecessary for... Well, he doesn't have a bow yet, but that's in Paradox Cave, so he's got to get it shortly.
Yeah, I mean, he's right here. As Siri Business is pointing out, Sick Kid is still out of logic with all of this. Because we still would have had to pick up flippers from somewhere. Still makes me curious on where flippers might be, though. I mean, it's possible that flippers are in Alpha Power Bombs. But if that's the case, where would they go from there? No, that's true. Flippers does unlock Ice and Swamp. Well, actually, it only unlocks part of Swamp because they still need Hookshot to get to the rest of it.
The Swamp is one of those palaces where you can find a lot in there, but you need a lot to even get in there and complete it in the first place. So by the time you get in there, you may not want to do things like check out the left side because you've already got so many items.
Can't do ice without fire. Well, I mean, he's got Bombos, and that's a pretty viable strat for Ice Palace. Especially with Cold Stare. Well, yeah, he's got no sword, but he's gonna get one right here, because he's in Paradox Cave, and there's a sword in this chest right here. So now he can use Bombos.
And he's also got his bow from here. Tucker's going to be getting them very shortly himself. And Monaco's up in Tower of Hair, so he's probably going to be the last one to get them. So Hitaka, I think, checked out a bit of Palace of Darkness, and Nidovific is making his own way through there. He's tired of crystals with Hitaka, but he's going to be able to finish this, whilst Hitaka is obviously going to have to return here and clear them out, well, finish them off himself. So, what exactly were the flippers locking again? That is basically putting everyone out of logic right now for everything they've picked up.
Flippers.
Yeah, what were the flippers locking? Was it, I think it was something in Waterfall Cave, was it the mirror?
Yeah, like in order to get to Waterfall Cave, you need flippers, and they use the fake flippers glitch to get to it.
Okay, but what was in Waterfall Cave?
It's a mirror.
Yeah, right, yeah, okay. So a lot of Dark World is open to them, but to get to the top of Death Mountain here, they would need the mirror. And the mirror is locked by the flippers. Okay. It's just trying to sort this all out in my head so far.
At the very least, Trucker, now that he has a sword, and decides to open up Chodorok, but, you know, can't do much now until you get Cane of Samaria.
He could hover across. Not saying he can, but maybe with a lot of practice, he could.
I would think the only, like, people capable of pulling that off is, like, Tatspot or something.
Yeah, I've seen Solsky do it, mostly for the memes.
Yeah, of course Solsky would do it.
Trucker going for a fairy here to get into Spike Cave, and all he gets is an angry Skullrock and a bee. I think it's only the not the diagonal bushes, but the compass point bushes that actually get you the chance for fairy.
Is it like always like a kind of a high chance with these?
Yes. So say like there's a fairy right there, he grabs it, and now he's going to go into Spike Cave. But I think it's only the compass point bushes. So Nidovific giving us our first look at Sick Kid.
Heart container.
Big bit of love.
Oh, he almost got to it.
Yeah, he kept that red potion in hand, but he didn't use it. Oh, does he have the cane?
Yeah, he had the cane, but he ran out of magic.
Oh yeah, his magic is completely depleted. Well, it's not a loss anyway, because Spike Cave had nothing, but he might be going back for that, which is just going to be a waste of time.
He doesn't know that. So he can't be thinking, oh, I could have missed something there.
Last race I did, people put off Spike Cave forever, and they had hook shots in, so, you know. So, did Nidovific not finish off Pod whilst he was there?
Yeah, did he not finish Pod?
Yeah.
I
Because he's
think
back out of it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he needs to finish it.
No, someone turned in Shroom and it was a heart piece. I think Trucker did. It wasn't Nidovific that did. Yeah, the mushroom was just a heart piece.
Yeah. I am very confused why Nidovific is back up here again.
I guess to open up Turtle Rock? But he doesn't have Bombos.
Because, like, Hitaka's in Pod right now, and I see no reason why Hitaka won't be finishing Pod. You've got the lamp, so getting through the dark rooms aren't going to be a problem. You've got the hammer, so you can get through them in the first place. And you've got the bow for the Igor statue.
Thinking about something.
Perhaps he's as concerned as I am, thinking he is so out of logic with not having those flippers that he's got to be missing something crucial. Of course, this is still out of logic for him, technically, but...
Yeah. It's been out of logic since they went to Waterfall Cave.
Yeah, and Trucker already checked out this, and it was basically nothing apart from... Yeah, it was nothing, so... Okay, Hitaka dipped out of pod as well. What am I missing? Why aren't they finishing pod?
That is a good question.
Okay, chat reminding me that pod and Eastern are pendants. And they have all the items in them, so there's no reason to actually go finish them. Okay.
Well, I mean, it could be worth it to finish Eastern Palace because, you know, Green Pendant. That'll get them another item.
I suppose, yeah.
And it's not like Eastern Palace is that hard to finish rather quickly, especially given that they've got a bow.
Yeah, was all this time assuming, hey, Palace of Darkness and Eastern Palace, both crystals, done. Nope. Of course, they are pendants.
Oh, but what if we are in a situation where there could be something important on pedestal?
Let's not get into that just yet.
If I am in this, there's always a possibility something could be on pedestal. Because I'm cursed.
Oh, I've had a pet seed once or twice, but there's been key sanity seeds, and they had big keys on them. So
I've had pet seeds like 4 times in a row once.
Oof. At the very least, you know we can't be flippers, because the bow was in Paddock's Cave, and to get to Paddock's Cave you need a mirror, and the mirror's locked by flippers, so...
Yes, like if there would be anything on pedestal, it's probably either like one of Samus's upgrades, or maybe something like...
Hookshot, perhaps. I've seen Hookshot on there before.
It could be Hookshot.
I think one of the first randomizer races I ever watched had the Hookshot on the pedestal, and they checked the pedestal and the text said boing, boing, boing. So there was a lot of runners in stress that day.
But at the same time, just kind of makes you wonder, like, what kind of flavor text is that for Hookshot?
I actually, despite having very little knowledge of randomizer at the time, I guessed it was Hookshot simply because I think it was Link's Awakening talked about the Hookshot being an item that goes boing, boing, boing. So when the tablet talks about that as well, it brings my mind to Hookshot. It's either Link's Awakening or Link to the Past itself, I forget which. Might even have been Ocarina of Time, actually.
Ooh, Ice Rod! That is interesting.
That's a necessary pendant. Okay. So
well,
everyone...
thankfully it's Eastern.
So Nidovific is back in Eastern Palace, and if he wants to save himself a lot of the time, he really should finish it.
No, it doesn't unlock anything, but yeah, they still need it. Where is he gonna go from here? Well, he's gonna get his Titan Bits. Nidovific getting his space jump.
And he proceeds into the back. This is good for him. Trucker is finally taking on Blind, and Monaco's making his own way through Paths of Darkness.
I think while Hitaka's over here, he's probably also going to check King Zora since he hasn't done that already, and he's got the money for it.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately for him, he's going to get ripped off. Oh wait, Hitaka already did? Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, he's got 647 rupees, but say like Trucker on the bottom left has 871 rupees, and I know he hasn't checked out Zora.
It's really just been throwing money at him, hasn't it?
Okay, Trucker's making another stop by the purple chest here.
He's got to be thinking there has to be something in this purple chest, given like all the places he's checked so far.
Well, it has been open to them. Titansmiths haven't required a mirror to get to. It could be the flippers in here.
Yeah. Then again, this is. No, this would still be out of logic.
No, because like we had the hammer and the glove and the power gloves and the moon pearl really early on. None of us required the flippers to get. They were all in like Kakariko and the mini model cave.
Oh.
Okay, but we're just at 20 rupees, so this wasn't flippers. But if it had been flippers, then this wasn't logic to it. Because the Titansmiths were on the pyramid, and you can get to the pyramid by taking the south dark portal or the eastern palace dark portal.
Man, if they found flute anywhere, they could potentially get into Desert Palace and subsequently Misery Mire.
And they're kind of running out of checks to do now that's possibly in logic, so Nidovific is dipping into the Ice Palace now, obviously out of logic.
Well, in quotations, in logic.
But it's really making me think that those flippers have got to be up the Red Tower.
Yeah?
And Swamp is a crystal says, no getting around the flippers forever. You are going to have to find the flippers at some point.
Either way, Nidorific's going through Ice Palace right now. I think they figure since they've got bombos, they can just, like, clear as much as they can.
Yeah, it's kind of like the difference between doing Ice Palace in Go mode and not in Go mode. So he's going to be full clear, and he's not going to find the flippers. He may find other things in here that he could need, like the hook shot, but not those flippers.
Because why would flippers be in a location that requires flippers? So yeah, Nidorific, Ice Palace, not sure where everyone else is heading towards. I think Maniacal's doing something. Oh, he's doing the sick kid check. That's one thing.
Yeah, Hitaka's got the mitts pretty late, so now he's taking a visit to the Beamsmiths. I'm probably going to do the purple chest too. And Trucker's headed up to Catfish, I guess. Maybe handed the mushroom too.
Michael using his money to get a potion, which, I mean, given, like, we haven't had a serious need for money, it's a good purchase.
I mean, you've done this all, you've also paid off Kiki, so money is really only used for potions at this point. Yeah, Trucker's handing is a mushroom. Maniacal's back in the Dark World. I wonder where he's going now.
Yeah, Turtle Rock needs both Samaria and also Fire Rod.
Well, you can get through a lot of Turtle Rock without the Fire Rod, depending on how lucky you are with your keys.
Yeah. If you get potentially lucky with the keys, you won't need Fire Rod, but that's an if.
I've seen Fire Rod on Laser Bridge a couple times. I've even seen Fire Rod and Ice Rod on Laser Bridge once.
Wow. That's a terrible item placement.
you're gonna do Tidal Rock without the firewall, it's mostly desperation, and it's mostly how deep does the rabbit hole go? How many keys can you find, and how far into the dungeon can you go before you're blocked off?
Yeah, because either way, like, you're still gonna need Fire Rod for Trinex.
So, Monaco's checking out K45, so we've seen this already, it was nothing. Hitaka's checking out, gonna check out Agina, that was nothing. Trucker's checking out Zora, that was nothing. And Nidovific's the only one doing Ice Palace right now. Ritz is new, it's not really giving him much right now, but so you can get a crystal still out of logic, but... Where are we going? We don't need logic.
Logic is for weaklings.
Big chest and nice bar is just a piece of parts. I wonder where Hitaka's gonna go now. He's headed north. Did he hand in his mushroom yet? I don't think he did. Ooh, looks like Trucker's back in Super Metroid. Oh, but he didn't check out the item outside high jump boots yet.
All for 1 rupee.
And he misses a quick kill on the crawling enemy there, I forget its name, so he has to spend a long time waiting for it to crawl all the way around and come back so he can kill it and open the door. And Maniacal's back in Super Metroid himself, and he's headed up to, I guess, the Red Tower. I think it's the only place where flippers could be now.
Those little red things are called Novas, by the way.
Oh yeah, Novas, that was it. Super Metroid has quite a lot of esoteric enemy names.
Hitaka's also back in Super Metroid, but not sure where... I think he's going to head down to Morph Ball because he's probably thinking that's where some iron progression is going to be.
He hasn't done this yet. I know one person has done it. I think it was Maniacal.
Yeah, Maniacal did.
So Maniacal's only in-logic option right now is Red Tower. And Red Tower has to be the flippers. Or it could be something else entirely, I guess, like... I don't know, actually. It must be... It's either got to be flippers or Super Metroid progression of some kind, like Morph Ball.
Well, if it is Morph Ball, that's going to open up a lot, and they could find flippers somewhere here in Super Metroid.
Looks like Trucker's going to go for a hell run now. We saw Bubble Mountain a lot earlier. I think it was on the Maniacal side, and there was nothing here, so...
Alright, moment of truth. There's something important here.
It's flute!
Oh, it's the flute. That opens up Meyer. Actually, let me think. That opens up Meyer. That opens up... What does that open up?
Just Meyer.
Yeah, just Meyer.
Because it could get up to Death Mountain already without the flute.
I mean, technically, this also opens up Desert Palace, because he's got a mirror, but
yeah.
Again, out of logic.
Yeah, out of logic. The Trucker took a death doing his hell run, and it looks like he's deciding against it. Or maybe he just decides to stop. So he should be headed up to Red Tower now. And I think that's his plan.
This is still weird, though.
Oh no, he's going for another go at it. No time for him, he's going through hell.
Edorific, meanwhile, finished up Ice Palace. For the very suit. Oh, that's worth it.
So because we're operating on hard logic here, hard logic mostly takes into account Super Metroid checks. So hell runs like what Trucker's doing right now, it's in logic, but for Nidovific, so for Nidovific it doesn't really change anything getting the fair suit, but you're not expected to go through lower North Fair without the Fairy suit to survive it, because that's still out of logic even in hard. But
It's like,
Upper North
if you're,
Fair,
go-
Upper North Fair is fair game.
if you're going through Lower Norfair without a various suit, you are a madman.
I've seen it done before, and it wasn't even necessary, but they did it anyway.
Alright, everyone, all rise for the Great Duck Salute.
Get your 07s in chat, for the Scourge of Hyrule has been unleashed upon the world once more.
Oh man, does that make... Given that they've got Flute unlocked, does that mean this seed's gonna have to require them to dip into Misery Mire? Because we might be looking at that both dungeons will require the same tablet.
Boots were in pods, so yeah, this is in logic.
Taka just
you can get in.
Oh no. Hitaka just saw a grappling hook in Cathedral.
Oh really? I didn't see that earlier. Huh.
Single arrow.
Hey, there's a flippers.
There's flippers. There's flippers. It was in Mire Shed.
And suddenly everything makes sense again. Almost literally everything.
It's okay, everyone. This game has returned back to normality. Or I guess in this case, hardality.
Nidovific's not bothering with non-Helldive Norfair anymore. He's going up Red Tower, so he's going to get his food. But Hitaka's having another go at it. And Trucker's farming help from Bubble Mountain. He did get an energy tank from the other side of Bubble Mountain, so that helps him get back to the other side. And he really should get back to the other side to get that flute.
I think Hitaka was trying to clip into that block there, but it wasn't having much luck in that regard. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm not taking a risk here. I'm just going straight to Bubble Mountain.
Okay, Trucker's checking out Wave Beam now. I think this is Wave Beam. I've forgotten, honestly.
Yeah, this area here goes to Wave Beam.
Been a while since I remembered Super Metroid room names. Just a reserve tank, though. And he's resetting. All he loses is an energy tank. And I think he saved with it, actually, so he should be good anyway. But no, he hasn't saved with it, so he's going to sacrifice that energy tank. It is fine. He can come back in later if he wants to. And I doubt he'll want to. So Nidovific is about to get his flute, and Maniacal is almost at the end of Desert Palace. At least he doesn't need to go into Maya just yet.
Yeah. Thankfully, like Eastern Palace, Desert Palace is pretty quick to finish up, and in fact, a lot of the pendant, all the pendant dungeons are pretty quick to get into and finish. Well, I say that Desert Palace is the only, like, rather tedious one to get into, because you need either Flute, Mirror, or Book of Medora. Interestingly, Maniacal is using bow strats here on Moldorm, or not Moldorm, Lionmelus.
I don't know why I made the same mistake a couple of weeks ago. They're both worms, okay? They're both worms, and you both have to hit the... Well, with Moldorm you have to hit the tail. With Lionmelus you have to hit the head.
Head or tail, I think. No, wait, yeah, just the head. I don't think Maniacal wants to waste any more arrows, so he's just gonna go for hammer strats. Not the easiest thing in the world, but he gets it.
Ice Sword strats often get used on umbrellas because they do the same damage as Survivor on their projectiles, are just a lot slower, but Maniacal does not have that Ice Sword.
Nope, just Hataka Nidorific right now. Speaking of which, it looks like Trucker's making his way towards Alpha Power Bombs, and he's going to be getting his flute.
So he's on 3 crystals, tied with Nidorific right now. Nidorific has done Ice Palace, which nobody else has done. But he hasn't got Eastern Palace done, and Eastern Palace is at rather crucial pendant.
We might see Maniacal go back to Eastern at some point.
Nidorific is on his way to activate his flute, and Trucker has picked up his own flute too.
Let's see, what's in Checkerboard Cave? Oh, Fire Rod! I think all we're missing now is Cane of Samaria, and we've got access to Turtle Rock.
So the seed expects you to get flippers so that you could then get to the Waterfall Cave and pick up the mirror so that you can then come back here and check out Checkerboard Cave. But luckily, Sequence Fakes take out a lot of the footwork there.
And they bring up a good point that this does make Skullwoods completable now. I think that's what Maniacal's going for next.
It's a crystal, it's a 5/6 crystal up too, so yeah, why not?
I'd imagine next plan would probably be going towards Skullwoods as well, or not Skullwoods, Swamp Palace next, because that's the other 5/6 crystal. It's got a lot of items in there, so that's a pretty high-paying dungeon there.
Gotta be hoping you're going into that with the hookshot though. You don't want to be finding the hookshot in Swamp Palace. That's always a bit of a murky proposition.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, one of my things I've wanted to see in a seed for a very long time now, and I've never seen, is vanilla hookshot. But I'm being kind today, and I don't want to see vanilla hookshot, so watch it be vanilla hookshot.
Like, vanilla hookshot or French vanilla hookshot?
Oh, definitely vanilla, with a vanilla big key too.
That would be impressive if that was the case.
Alright, Hitchcock is finally done diving now. Are they going to go up to Red Tower?
I think he's taking a safety save here first, in case there's nothing good in Red Tower.
Truck is actually checking out Blueprint before he goes activates his flute.
I think, yep, doing a reset.
It's looking like we're going to get a really late Morph Ball this seed, though. Turtle Rock Morph Ball is one of those things I've seen far too often than I care to actually have seen.
Yeah, it's a Turtle Rock Morph Ball is really bad. No one should ever have to suffer that kind of layout. Michael also playing it safe and letting the Wallmaster drop first, just so he doesn't get grabbed while trying to fall down the hole, because that can happen. But with Half Magic Fire Rod, this fight with Mothula is going to be pretty easy, though he still needs to be careful not to get hit by Mothula or any of his attacks, because those do 2 hearts of damage.
Also, Morphula getting hit into spikes quite a lot there, so he takes no damage, because Morphula has that peculiar programming quirk where if he hits like a regular enemy into spike, they take damage as if they were taking damage from the spike, regardless of what you hit them with. But Morphula does not take damage from the spikes in this room, so if you hit him with whether it be a fighter sword hit or a gold sword hit. If he goes into spikes, he takes no damage.
Meanwhile, Maniacal just got King of Samaria at Mothula.
Hitaka picks up his flute and then throws a few missiles at the wall for good measure.
Yeah, probably very angry to see that there. It's like, no, it's like, yes, this helps, but it's not what I'm looking for. I think Maniacal was thinking of checking, or no?
Yeah, he's getting ice.
Oh. Yeah. Part of me was thinking he was probably checking to see what was going to be at Pedestal, but he doesn't have books, so he can't do that.
Yeah, he's going to get his Ice Palace Crystal here, which will put him at 5, same as Nidoific.
So,
Oh
well,
wait, no, Nidoific hasn't done Skull Woods yet, so he's behind the crystal. Well, tied at the moment, but, you know. He's got a pendant, though, and that pendant was necessary, because it gave him the Ice Rod.
Serious Business points something out. The pod could, or not a pod, Pedestal could be Morph Ball.
Yuck, yuck.
I mean, the only other pendant dungeons is like Pod and Misery Mire, and they've got all they need to complete both of those.
And wait, okay, where did the king come from?
Mothula.
Oh, I completely missed her. Oh.
Yeah, I pointed that out earlier. Morph Ball, Gold Chorizo. I've seen that happen.
I'm surprised none of them have actually checked out Golden Tweetser just to have a quick look, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're in Misery Mire here...
Nidoivic's probably going to do it because he's got Fair Shoot, but he's thinking about it? No, he's going away.
I think he's probably going into Misery Mire.
It's a few items we haven't seen. We won't be able to complete it because
Oh yeah, we can't check Golden Chorizo because that requires Morph Ball or Screw Attack.
Yeah, he can jump up to the ceiling, but he cannot actually check what's in the ceiling without laying a power bomb. I guess if he have Plasma Beam, he can check out the other item too, but...
Doesn't Screw Attack, like, go through those blocks?
It does, yeah. But I think you need, like, well, you can check it with a power bomb. I don't think the power bomb actually breaks it. You need the space jump if you want to go for the other item. You can check the other item without the space jump, but you can actually get to it without the space jump.
Hitaka getting his flippers. And he's like, yay, flippers.
So, a bunch of keys in the front of the mire. Nidoivic's probably going to go over and check the cutscene chest at his fate.
Maniacal's going to be somewhat happy to see Verysuit here when he beats Cold Stare.
But he may be hunting quite a long time for that Ice Rod.
Yeah, that's true.
We're missing so much Super Metroid stuff at the moment. We are going to need... They don't really need Gravity Suit, although it would be very, very handy to have. They absolutely need Morph Ball, and we have no idea where that is. They have got charge beams, so they can check out Ridley, Mother Brain, all that stuff. But ideally, when you're actually making a really big Super Metroid trip, you'd be wanting to do that with most of the stuff you need to complete the seed already. You don't want to be spending ages in Super Metroid hunting down something that you would need to complete it. There's not really anything in there that you would need to hunt down to complete it at this point.
Now Nidorific taking a bit of a coffee break with the longest cutscene here. Oh, I hate that room Maniacal's in just because A, ice tiles and the fire bar in that room. And also pitfalls.
Ice Palace is one of those dungeons where I've been through a million times. I've looked at the map for a million times, and it still kind of confuses me to some extent, especially in Randomizer.
Yeah, because you're going up, over, left, right. You're just going all over the place with this dungeon. And it probably sounds crazy to a lot of people, but Misery Mire is less confusing to me than Ice Palace.
I mean, even in the vanilla game, a lot of people would just do Misery Mire before Ice Palace, because Ice Palace only has a blue mail in the vanilla game. And Misery Mire has the Cane of Smire, which allows you to complete Ice Palace a lot easier. So, just
there we go, he gets it.
Okay, so that was both the map and compass, so there's an item on Vitreous. So, Misery Mire, a bit of a bust for Nidorific. It looks like he's going to go to Skull Woods now. He'll pick up his cane there, and then he'll be thinking, wish I had that for Mire so I could complete it. Oh well. So we don't need any more medallions for Link to the Past. We do need at least one more sword, ideally 2 more swords, and we also need that hook shot somewhere. So just thinking about what they can clear. They still can't get really very far in Super Metroid anywhere at all because no Morph Ball. In Link to the Past, they can finish off pendant dungeons. They could pull the ped. Don't know what's going to be on the ped, but they could pull it.
They can explore quite a bit of Swamp Palace, but they'd be locked out of the light ladder part without hookshot.
And they cannot get anywhere in Turtle Rock at all unless you want to go for the extreme hover strats.
I mean, Maniacal can, because he's got Cane of Samaria.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can finish off Turtle Rock now, actually. Okay.
Well, I mean, he still needs to get Ice Rod from Green Pendant, but otherwise...
Yeah, of course, yes, he needs the Ice Rod. But somebody can theoretically, once they get to Cane of Samaria of Morphia, like Nidorific in a moment, will be able to finish off Turtle Rock.
While Trucker is going through Skullwoods, I guess just checking out item locations here, but once Nidorific gets his Cane of Samaria, he can full clear Turtle Rock.
Yeah, unfortunately it looks like because I talked about Maniacal going to Turtle Rock, he's doing that exact thing right now.
I wonder how angry he's gonna get finding that Ice Rod was on Green Pendant.
I wouldn't assume that angry, because like Green Pendant is one of those pretty awful items to check. So there's a cane. I don't know why I completely ignored you saying you got it. Oh well. So Hotaku's in a pretty good spot himself because he's got that ice rod and doesn't have to go hunting that down anywhere. But he's kind of roughly one dungeon behind Neaterific at this point. Okay, Manaka's not going into Turtle Rock just yet. It looks like he didn't do his Dark World checks up here first, so he's going to do that. At least for now. Trucker making use of that bombers to get rid of all those annoying Gibdos. And then just light the torches with the lamp. I guess it saves him some magic. It's not a bad play. Ooh, Nako's trying to hover across the gap set, but he gives up on it pretty quickly. And he's going in. If there's something down here before Trinex, it's not going to be a total bust for matter at all. It's going to be a bit of waste of time, but, you know, there's worse things you can do. So, key in the first chest. Let's see if we were fire locked today. Ether medallion, not the
And another
scope.
key.
Yeah, so we're kind of fire locked today. But not to matter, the fire rod was in a pretty okay location. It's something you'd check well before you would expect to be ever go here.
Which is a lot better than when it normally is, considering that it could be in like a lot of places that are really bad.
I guess you could put off Checkable Cave for a long time because, like, the mirror was in Waterfall Cave and the flute was in the Red Tower and the my mind's going there. Anyway, you wouldn't really go into Waterfall Cave to get that mirror until well, you wouldn't go into Checkable Cave for that mirror until you'd already gotten the flippers, and you could put off that Checkable Cave for quite a long time because you wouldn't have that immediately once you got the flute, if you did what the logic expected you to do. Big key in the vanilla chest. And I think Trucker already checked out the dark side of the Death Mountain, so I think he set it into Turtle Rock too.
Yeah, I believe so. Though he's kind of in the same position Maniacally is. He's got all he needs to progress through all of it, but he doesn't have Ice Rod, so he can't beat Trinex. Neaterific, on the other hand, does have all he needs to beat all of Turtle Rock. I imagine Maniacal, while he's going through all this, is probably going to check out Mimic Cave as well.
mean, there's quite a lot of crucial items and luxury items that are still useful that we could use right now, so no reason not to.
Yeah, not a lot that's helping these guys right now.
What being criticizable Trinex?
And also, you know, Laser Bridge. Everyone's favorite spot here.
They can get to Laser Bridge already. But for Trinex, you're missing that ice rod from the green pendant. Or at least two of our runners are. Ooh, nice nice dash by Maniacal getting past laser in one try. A lot of people can really struggle with getting past lasers here, and spend a long time getting past them or getting hit by lasers and losing most of their health and having to take the safety door. But Maniacal's having no problem here whatsoever, and there's nothing on Laser Bridge, so Tadavok a complete bust. Did they pick up both a map and compass?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, so there's something on Trinex. Oogie.
Man, that's still such a... It's so heartbreaking, like, going through, like, all of Turtle Rock, hoping something's gonna be on Laser Bridge, but there's not. Because you don't have Ice Rod, you can't full clear it, which means you have to go. By the way, Hitaka just got his very suit from Ice Palace.
Negativic taking the safety door here, but not a bad idea. He's only got Fire Sword. He can hit Trinex with a hammer, but of course hammer has a small hitbox and it gets tricky. Might take a death. So a reasonable safety to take, just in case. I've got to wonder about Negativic, whether he's feeling ahead or behind right now. I think Hitaka got the Titan Smiths later than everyone else, and it's quite possibly feeling behind, but it's difficult to gauge the motivations.
Let's hope
Ooh.
he can get something from Trinex here.
It takes a bite from the big head, so loses a lot of health. Trinex
even-
really hurts.
Like, even with Blue Mail, he does a lot of damage.
Alright, Maniacal heading into Mizumaya here. He may choose to finish it, he may choose to duck out. We'll have to see. We know that, ooh.
Ooh! Taking a death from Trinex.
Good, really good thing he took the safety door.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, it's like, It only takes a little bit, and it can save so much time if you do get it.
Yeah, Tarka's finishing up Skullwoods now, going to get their cane shortly. May take it into Maya, or they may choose to go clear Turtle Rock like Nidorific.
That's one hit, but he got hit again.
Yeah, and he already used that red potion. Still got a blue. Okay, there goes the second hit.
Now all he has to worry about is Trinex himself. And this is still dangerous, because I think even with the blue mail on, he'll take 4 hearts of damage. But, he used up his potion, and he's gonna go for it.
Could have gotten a few hits there by being on the left side of the road, but Trinex second phase isn't too dangerous. There we go. Didn't need a potion because he didn't get hit again, but, you know, if he did get hit again, he would be dead, so... It's fine. Oh, and there was the compass. Okay, so he didn't pick up the map and compass before Trinex.
Weird.
So, Turtle Rock was a complete bust, but it does get you another crystal.
So, Swamp Palace we go.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, nothing you can really do in Super Metroid, because no Morph Ball, it wasn't even in Turtle Rock.
Wait, where is Morph Ball?
Yeah, I am really interested to see if Maniacal finishes off, goes for Vitreous here. Finishes off Maya.
Oh, Trucker took a death from the spikes.
Nidorific is headed back into Maya. And gets sent back to the entrance immediately. And ducks out.
I get a little bit closer to the block there.
Annoyingly, we have no silver arrows and we have nothing but the fighter sword, so Vitreous is going to be really nasty to kill. I'd honestly go for bomb strats at this point. It looks like Maniacal and Nidorific are going to be at Vitreous at about the same time.
It looks like Nidorific is only slightly ahead here.
Misplaces a block a bit, but gets a perfect throw. Okay, Trucker's gonna get his laser burst of disappointment shortly.
I'm not gonna be very happy about it.
And Tutaka's going to be a 4th one into Turtle Rock, but only a 2nd one to finish it. Ooh, I've got a feel for Maniacal and Chuck at this point. There's a possibility they could be clearing out all of Super Metroid looking for the Ice Rod instead of going for the Green Pendant. Nidovific's going for bow strat here. He's got a ton of hours, so he should be fine. I think it's 3 hours per eyeball to kill them.
Yeah, he's got plenty of ammo for it, though he's still gotta be careful of that lightning. With each subsequent, like, eye he destroys, the shots become more and more frequent.
Yeah, it does 2 hearts of damage on Blue Mail. I think getting hit by the big eyeball is a lot more painful, but he'll be fine.
There we go. Maniacal's also going for bow strats here.
So 8 hours finishes off the big eyeball.
We get Screw Attack. Well, he can check Golden Chorizo if he wanted to.
Yep. It's even in logic because he's got a Fairy Suit. I know most of the lower Norfair isn't actually in logic without the Fairy Suit. Even hard logic doesn't expect you to hell run most of lower Norfair, but I'm not sure about the Golden Chorizo. Because obviously you can get to that just from taking the door in the Maya area. I don't know if that comes under the same ruling, or if it does make an exception and the game expects you, hey, you can check out Golden Chorizo in just a pack.
Now, more importantly, this does open up, It's up some of the front of Gauntlet, but it also opens up Green Brinstar. Green and Pink. Not a whole lot in either one, but enough to check out more items. And we finally get... almost 2 hours in and we finally get to see some, like... Oh, there's more fall!
Oh wow, so Screw Attack necessary for progression. That's not something you see very often. Ball up front of Gauntlet, that is a really unusual location.
That is, jeez. And it also looks like Golden Chorizo's not paying off for Maniacal here.
So we need Hookshot now.
And we need Yeah, I think we just need Hookshot to finish off the rest of Link to the Past. Don't know if we're gonna need Gravity Suit or Speed Booster for this.
But Hookshot could be anywhere at this point. Oh, there's so many places that Nidovific can check now. Literally the whole of Super Metroid. I gotta wonder if he just goes into Swamp Palace and just decides to get that out of the way before checking out the Super Metroid. He's going for Bomb Chorizo first.
Not a bad plan.
No more 4 bombs, so Bomb Chorizo stays nice and dormant.
I think with Trucker back in Pod, he's probably thinking of, like, full clearing this. Which we haven't seen any of the runners do, given that this is just a pendant dungeon.
So, whilst Nidovific is starting his Super Metroid adventure from the top, Maniacal's heading towards Ridley. He's checking out the Mickey Mouse area.
I'm not sure if he actually checked it out or not, or is he, like, did he intentionally fall down here?
Actually, can he even get into Mickey Mouse without the morph? No, he can't get into Mickey Mouse without the morph ball.
Oh no. Oh yeah, so he has to fall down.
Yeah, he can't get to Ridley without the morph ball, so... yeah, quite... don't know why he's checking this out.
Nidovific, meanwhile, is going to be checking out this location here, the escape elevator. I bet the idea, all things considered, since he's like already over here, might as well check to see if he needs speed booster. Which is just power bomb, so no, he doesn't. Trucker now in Eastern Palace, hopefully going to be finishing this one so he can get his Ice Rod. What does that Nidorific just get? Darn it, I missed it on the restream too.
I was looking away for a second, so I missed it, unfortunately.
Okay, Zimnala said it was an E-Tank. Okay, thank you. It was just an E-Tank.
I think that's going to be most of our Super Metroid item checks. Just an E-Tank, just missiles, just bombs.
Meanwhile, it's everyone's favorite reptile.
Normally, I am a big fan of betting on Crocomire. Tonight, I do not bet on Crocomire.
What, you don't think he's hiding anything important? We might find Plasma Beam here.
Yeah, but you don't need Plasma Beam. You need Hookshot. Pretty maze room, bee in a bottle, and 10 bombs.
And also Crocomire only hiding 3 bombs. Sadly, not all that exciting.
If Taka takes a death, I don't know. Yeah, it must have been on Trinex. I haven't been looking at Hitaka's, but it looks like he took on Trinex and met an unfortunate death, so he's going at it again.
That's a good question. Does Nito have flippers?
He rented the Ice Palace without flippers, I know that.
Let's see, if he's cleared Misery Mire, he must have like Book of Medora. I'm just gonna say like I'm just gonna mark that he does have flippers.
You know, I've completely blanked on where were the flippers. We needed the flippers for ages. The flippers were in Maya Shed, I want to say. No, the
Yeah,
flippers
he was
at
in
Maya
Mire Shed.
Yeah, so he must have gotten them. Because obviously he's cleared Maya. Went in there twice. Hey! Okay, always bet on Croc. Guess what he was hiding?
What was he hiding?
Hookshot!
Oh, so Hookshot was up in the Indiana escape thing? Nigel not even checking to see what that item is, because he's got Hookshot. Which I should probably mark on here. There we go.
This is what I get for not betting on Croc.
Always bet on Croc.
So, Pet's pretty much dead at this point. It could be something like Gravity Suit, but yeah, don't need that.
I mean, it would make things easier, but yeah, it's not needed at this point.
Yeah, we're pretty much in no mode at this point. We can just go into Moodia from the back door and take on Dragon without the Gravity Suit. Getting out of Dragon with the Gravity Suit is going to be pretty tricky, but there's quite a few ways you can go about it. I think my favourite one I'd like to see is where they clip themselves into the wall and then sort of like steadily clip themselves upwards and upwards through the wall and out through the ceiling. I know that trick has a name, but I cannot remember it for the life of me.
What trick were you referring to?
So, like, when you exit out of Jagon's room and you're in that sort of like little water room at the outside of Jagon, you like open the door and you kind of like clip yourself into the ceiling, and then you do a bunch of like crouches and jumps to sort of like keep clipping yourself through the wall upwards and upwards until you exit out onto the top floor.
That almost sounds like an X-ray climb.
I think it is X-ray climb, but yeah, that sounds like
Yeah. Now, I believe X-ray climb is allowable with these races, provided you're not doing any kind of out-of-bounds, like, glitching.
That X-rays go for a very long time. No sign of plasma beam though.
It looks like Maniacal also picked up a red tunic somewhere.
I missed that. I've been looking at Niterific too much.
By the way, he's heading into Swamp Palace. He's got a hook shot, so he just needs to complete this, and he'll have Ganon open. And then it's just a matter of just completing all of Super Metroid. Which he's got the tools to do so.
Yeah, he hasn't found the morph ball yet, though. We know where it is, and
yeah.
it's going to be something he puts off for too long. So, there's a good chance he does come out ahead of Niterific here, depending on when he gets that morph ball, because Niterific is going to be clearing a lot of Super Metroid looking for that. I don't think Niterific would be doing Meridia before doing Crocomite area, but you never know. It really comes down to rooting at this point.
Well, Trucker's got Pod done, and unfortunately for him, all Helmasaur King had was just a map.
Oh, but I've just remembered, Michael does not have Ice Rod. He could still be scouring all of Super Metroid for that Ice. And Niterific gets a Spring Ball in Green Brick. I think this is early Super. Yeah, early Supers.
Now, see, when I think of item scripts, it's like it's boing. It's like I think Spring Ball, because it's a Spring Ball. Spring Balls bounce. At the very least, when it comes to Niterific, he's going to have a lot more access open for him, so he can start clearing out Super Metroid bosses. I'm surprised he's not heading down deeper to go fight, like, Kraid first. Maybe he's gonna go do Wreck Ship first, and then head down and do Kraid.
That'd be weird. If you wanted to head up to do Wreck Ship, you could just do that from Red Tower after doing Kraid.
Oh yeah, I just remember now, Morph Ball was in the front of Gauntlet. Also, I think Maniacal had that weird glitch happen where, like, sometimes whenever you go up the stairs, it'll position you so you're still directly on it, so it's like, oh, you want to go back downstairs, okay.
I've honestly never seen anybody go up the stairs without immediately going back down them again. I think it's a very consistent glitch.
I hate it when it happens, personally.
Alright, Hitaka's going to take on Vitreous now, so they'll get their screw attack. It really is a very, very rare occasion where you actually see screw attack required for progression.
This has been the weird seed. And then again, seeds like this are like... It's bad to happen on hard logic. Also, as far as I've seen, Maniacal really didn't find much of anything here in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
So this is purely just for getting the crystal.
I don't think he checked out the left side, did he?
No, he did.
Ah.
Or no... Actually, I'm not sure.
I didn't see him going in that direction.
He's probably just like, clear boss first and then do left side so he can just mirror out once he's done.
Yeah, quite often when people are going to do left side swamp, they will do the boss first. Because there's a chance you find everything you need from the boss and everything else. Ideal scenario, you don't have a map or compass, so you know they're going to be on the left side, and you don't have to go there. Alright, Hitaka taking that screw attack to Golden Sweet.
Oh.
So Red Mail was right outside Golden Sweet, so there it is.
Yeah, so that's where it was. Actually, Alpha Power Bombs requires space jump and supers.
Well, just Ice Beam and supers.
Well, yeah, a space jump and supers or ice beam and supers. Either one. And interestingly enough, Argus had Quake.
Not really useful because we needed bombers for both Maya and Turtle Rock access.
But hey, we've got all 3 medallions now.
So, at 2 hours 6 minutes in, we're finally seeing our first Super Metroid major boss. Just a shame we don't have the plasma beam.
Now, the only worrisome thing that I've seen so far is, 1, no silvers, and 2, we haven't seen another sword upgrade.
That's true. We are going to need one more sword if we want to kill Ganon.
And even then, Master Sword Ganon with no silvers is not exactly a short fight. You need to do like how many spin attacks on him with just Master Sword?
I think it's like in the 40th range. I don't remember the exact count.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, you're really going to want half magic for that, and quite a few backup potions for lighting torches or Ganon hugs. It's definitely a marathon fight. Right, so Monaco is headed back to the left side, so he didn't do this yet.
This tracker's being weird here. It's not really wanting to mark the things I marked for Maniacal.
Trackers are sometimes very weird. Like, oftentimes the page will be refreshing, you click a button and it just doesn't do the thing you want it to.
It's like, hey, you inputted a thing. That's great. I'm gonna take 5 minutes to actually register it.
Oh man, in Ridley Escape there's a shovel.
Oh boy. That was a pretty quick Fantoon fight there.
Yeah, no microwave Fantoon, unfortunately. Don't get to see that very often, because Fantoon is one of those bosses you tend to see taken on quite early. As soon as you can get over the wreck ship, you can effectively go kill Fantoon, but little known fact, you can microwave Fantoon.
If you do play on the microwaving Fantoon, you need to make sure you're doing it while he's flying around on the screen, like after hitting him with a missile, because otherwise, if you try to do it before that, he's just gonna immediately disappear.
So left side swamp was a bust, there was just a map and turning rupees there.
So all of Swamp Palace was effectively worthless. Oh, there's the other sword. So we have a Master Sword at least.
Yeah, so, I mean, actually now in no mode. Tarka's taking a buff for some acid here because he went up to the escape and has decided to backtrack rather than heading up further.
A rather dangerous move, but he got through it okay.
And Truck is about to take on Fitchius with a very low health, so he's got to be careful. Doesn't have too many arrows too. He's only got 21. Like Nidovific
Yeah.
and everyone else had like 30, 40 hours when they were doing this.
Man, he doesn't even have any potions.
Oh dear.
Well, this is gonna be a dangerous fight here. One hit from anything in here and he's down.
And there's a chance he could give up on it because it's just Pendant Vitreous. You know he's got an item, but you may decide, yeah, not worth my time, I'm gonna go do something else. But it's a missing link, it's Screw Attack, and Screw Attack gets you the Morph Ball.
Oh, he's utilizing bomb strats. That's Nidovific doing a reset there because there is just nothing of value on that flooded Chozo statue.
Did he keep his Master Sword? That was in the attic. I think he has to get it
No,
again.
no, that wasn't in the attic. That was in the that lower room with the...
Oh, right, yeah, of course.
I don't think he's checked what the attic was.
Yeah, I always mix up the attic and the other room with the walking statues where the Master Sword was. They do look quite similar. But it just means I don't run Super Metroid nearly enough.
Just remember, the attic has 3 of the bots, the bottom room has 2.
So Trucker did take a death bet, but he's going back at it, which is good for him. Fortunately, he's running out of bombs and arrows, so he should try and stock up.
Because doing Vitreous with like the kind of equipment he's got is by no means fun or easy. Now, is Nidovific gonna try to check the Yep, he is. Ooh, Gravity Suit in Hookshot Cave.
That is super useful to find. I was going to say, if Monaco decides to go check out Meridio, it's going to be a completely wrong thing, but it's useful.
I'm almost thinking there's going to be another sword upgrade in there.
Well, meanwhile, Hitaka's about to get that Morph Ball.
He's probably going to be happy to see that one.
Morph Ball.
Yeah, he is not happy about that. Like, out of all of the locations Morph Ball could be in, not only is it here, it is locked behind Screw Attack. Meanwhile, Maniacal going for the smart play here, going back into Eastern to get his green pendant and subsequently his ice rod.
There's really not a lot available to him at this point.
Where else can he go?
It'll let him finish Turtle Rock, and it won't get him what he wants, but it gets him some progression at least. And he needs to think about getting up to Gauntlet and doing what Itaka did. Trucker is back outside Swamp in the Light World. Did he die to Vitreous again?
What, Trucker?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think he just left. He's probably he's probably trying to stock up on arrows or something.
I have to check his inventory screen when it comes up. Yeah, he's missing that. He's missing that pendant.
Yeah.
So he's going to do Swamp Palace without Hookshot, which is a complete bust. So, Hitaka doing their green Brinstar checks now. And Nidorific is headed down into Red Tower again. It's the right direction to go because we know he needs to head over to Krokoma and get hookshot. Have to see if Hitaka heads in the same direction too, though.
Hooray, more power bombs.
So Michael gets his green pendant, he's going to get his ice rod shortly, one of the missing links, but not quite the one that he really crucially needs. He does need it, but this isn't really what he's priority need right now.
I mean, technically, like, getting Ice Rod will let him complete Turtle Rock, which in turn gives him, what, Screw Attack?
Screw Attack was from Vitreous, he already did that, so
Oh.
he just needs to head up to the top of Gauntlet and get the Morph Ball. And then I guess he'll be in go mode, especially with that gravity suit.
There's only a couple more places that could be locked off to him.
Yeah, he's back in the Maya area, though. Where's he going?
Checkerboard?
Yeah, he already did his checkerboard because he's got Fire Rod.
Back into Lower Norfair, probably just check out Golden Chorizo.
Right, he already did this earlier because he got Red Mail. And he also got Hookshot from Krokoma.
So is he planning on, like, going backwards through here or something?
I don't know. Okay, nothing at Exo Room for Nidorific. I guess he didn't do a bunch of the Ridley area checks that Hitaka did. Like, Hitaka got the shovel down in the Ridley escape area with the big Ridley head rock formation, and I don't think Maniacal got that. Because, yeah, he's going through the Rising Acid room now, and if he wants to exit out, you have to go back through it, through the acid.
Nidorific's gotta be careful with Screw Attack there, because if he goes against the door there, Screw Attack's just gonna, like, destroy the blocks in front of the door, and then it just gets really annoying. And nothing in Space Room.
But the closer Nidorific gets to Croc, the better for him. Just don't want to take a detour into Mudia, that would be the wrong thing right now. He's greatly dissatisfied from doing it because he's got no Varia suit. He's opening up the tube, but he's gone to the right side, so yeah, he's not going into Mudia just yet.
At the very least, open it up, but don't tread the water just yet. Because we've got Cray to go utterly destroy. There's a reserve tank.
And honestly, we've picked up nearly all the energy tanks already, we don't need reserves.
With how much, like, health they've got at this point, I think they'll be fine missing one or two.
If Maniacal picked up Gravity Suit, I wonder if anybody else is going to bother picking up Gravity Suit, because often that's in Hookshot Cave. Everybody's been in Hookshot Cave once just to get the solitary item in there. And Nidorific and Hitaka both cleared out Turtle Rock, so they don't have much incentive to go back to Hookshot Cave unless they're on their way to Gan's Tower. And you'd really go in there if you're looking for Sword. And if you're on your way to Gan's Tower, then you probably already cleared all the dungeons and killed all Super Metroid bosses anyway, so... Yeah, I don't see anybody getting Gravity Suit for Dragon. Whilst I was talking, Nidovivic took down Kraid. Blink and you miss it, even though we got DLC.
I mean, even if you get DLC, it's still a pretty quick fight. It's just that no DLC is just that much faster, but very hard to pull off. Had a bit of a graphical glitch there from an icon and had some gold guards just roaming around. And the item reserve... Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
At best, this shovel is going to be a sword.
No.
And it's a blue ruby. Oh.
Of all things, it's a blue pea.
So, poor Monarch and Hitaka wasting a bunch of time in Ridley's lair for effectively a blue ruby.
It's just like, where is Morph Ball? Where is it? I have to scour this entire place trying to find it.
I've got to wonder if he's even thinking about the front of Gauntlet at this point. It's not something you directly think about, because you normally think, ooh, I need, like, bombs or power bombs to get to the front of Gauntlet. Having screw attacked and getting through it using that to get the Morph Ball is not one of those things that really strikes most people as like an obvious play. Well, it certainly doesn't strike me as an obvious play. So you've got to wonder if he's actually thinking about it or not.
And plus, even if, like, you did have access to it, he's probably thinking, like, oh yeah, I could access it, but at the same time, without Morph Ball, you'd only have access to one item. Then you gotta get yourself all the way back out of Gauntlet. Granted, given that they've got space screw attack combo, it's not that hard to get out of Gauntlet. Or even that tedious. I think Nidorific was trying to set up a speedball there. And does he get it? Nope. It's a little bit tricky to pull off a speedball with this location. There we go, he gets it. Now this is not out of logic, this is in hard mode logic.
Oh yes.
I think as far as things are concerned with hard mode logic, so long as you've got the limited amount of tools needed to get an item, it's within logic.
Yeah, like the only real big exception that I can think of is just going through Lower Norfair without the fair issues.
Because it's not like it's not possible to go through there without Verisuit, it's just very, very hard to do so.
Oh, Nidorific is not headed down to Croc.
Or, I mean, he could be going to Krog, but... I mean, did he do the hell run through Bubble Mountain earlier?
I don't think he did.
Because if that's the case, he's probably doing, like, checking Bubble Mountain first, and then going to Crocomire. Of course, he could also be going to Ridley next. Wow, not a whole lot back here. 2 green rupees. So if he goes to check to see high jump, and that's a green rupee too. Well, magic powder. That opens up Magic Bat. I mean, technically, any of the runners could have checked Magic Bat when they got Ken of Samaria and Mushroom, but I think all of them have used Mushroom by this point.
I'm wondering if Monaco's going to go in Ganon's Tower for that Morph Ball at this point. Because he's going to have his 7th crystal shortly.
I'm probably thinking he's just gonna get Ganon's Tower done out of the way, so he can just focus entirely on Super Metroid.
But he doesn't even need to focus on Super Metroid. All he needs to do is get Morph Ball from in front of Gauntlet, and he's in go mode.
Yeah, and then he can focus entirely on Super Metroid.
Oh, true, but it's just like blitzing at the bosses at this point, and neither of it is doing things that aren't Crocodile, like checking the tablets.
Nico's gotta be a little bit careful here.
I almost thought he was going to go into the front of Swamp and check that, but he's fluting away again.
Meanwhile, Ataka's now fighting Fantoon. And Maniacal, meanwhile...
To Ridley.
Ataka, meanwhile, or not Ataka, Maniacal, meanwhile, being the first of our runners, or, well, first of our restream runners to have all of his crystals.
I don't think he's going into Ganon's Tower at this point, but you can get some guesses in chat if you like. Oh no, he is going in there. Okay, get your guesses in chat. We don't run the official game here because this isn't a tournament race, so we won't be using the bot. But I'll just keep an eye on who gets the closest guess.
I'm gonna throw my guess out and say it's gonna be 11.
I always go with 19. I like Ice Armors and I like vanilla locations.
That's 1 and 2. It's not gonna check this room. Random tile room is definitely a bit of a risk to try to gamble on.
Last race I did had the big key in tower. Somebody checked it immediately as number 3. Fortunately, they weren't in first place.
Oh, he missed.
Hey,
oh, there we go. I think that was number 3. So it gets 3.
Yeah, that would be number 3. So he still needs a small key to send up the tower, so he's probably just going to go to the left side and grab a key. Or go to the bottom and get a key.
I don't think that many people guessed on Ganon's Tower.
No, it looks like the closest one was Zyban 1987 with 12.
Hey, you're only 9 off. Oh hey, there's silver arrows.
Ah, Silver Arrows and Mickey Mouse room. And Maniacal was here earlier, but he didn't have the Morph Ball.
That's gonna set him back. Well, actually, I just realized he can't be Ganon Candy because he doesn't have a Master Sword.
No, but he can clear Ganon's tower. And you cannot find any items required for Super Metroid progression in Gan's Tower, and I hope he remembers that, because otherwise he might be clearing it out for a morph ball that he's not going to find here, and can never be here.
Yeah, the Ganon's Tower will never have progression items in it. Well, progression items needed to complete the run.
Like, oftentimes you can find Screw Attack in Ganon's Tower, and Screw Attack most of the time isn't required for progression at all. It's just in the rare occasion, like this seed for example, where Screw Attack is required for progression.
Like in the case of this seed, we could find something like Spring Ball in here, or maybe, you know, the Speed Booster. Like
yeah,
in this
Speed Booster is viable, Fourth Sword is viable in here.
Yeah. It all depends on the seed. But
Plasma
items
too,
like... go ahead.
I was just saying Plasma.
Oh. But you know, like items like bow or hammer or boots, those are not going to be in Ganon's Tower. I think this game would be a lot more frustrating if that was the case. Actually, if that was the case, how would you even get in here?
So Maniacal just blitzes through those lamp rollers with their firebolt shots. And coming up on the Nidorific side is Ridley. He's got a ton of super missiles for this, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem for him.
Yeah, he can afford to miss quite a number of these. But even still, he's got to be careful with some of Ridley's attacks here, because he's only in Various Suit, and he doesn't have the added defense boost from gravity.
Trucker is headed back into Mizumai, but he hasn't really stocked up his bombs or arrows much, so he's not in the best state for Vitreous still.
I think even without the gravity suit, Nidorific's, I think he'll be fine for this fight. He just needs to be careful.
Yeah, Ridley's looking pretty pink now, so I think if he gets grabbed, he'll be dead. Yeah, there we go.
He explode. Now Nidorific just has one more Super Metroid boss, and he'll be that much closer to the end game.
So in the helmet's all room in the top of GT, just a heart piece and some super missiles there. And Ike's still going to be looking for a sword or two. And obviously that morph ball, but I think he should have a good idea where it is now.
I would hope so.
Well, Nidorific is... he's going to be doing his Ridley escape checks. He'll find his shovel, he won't find his hook shot, and if he decides to go check out Crocomire, which he skipped earlier, he will get his hook shot. But that's very dependent on him deciding to go there. He could decide to just go Meridia instead, which would be really bad for him. Plus 5 hours in Moldorm's chest.
Or as we like to call it, the validation chest.
I think... I don't like calling it a validation chest. I think if at the top of Ganon's Tower you're already validated enough. Though, poor Maniacal is still stuck on a fighter sword, so...
At the very
he's
least,
actually
he can...
not validated enough.
Yeah, it's like, at the very least, he can deal with Aghanim 2, but he cannot fight Ganon as he's... with the current equipment that he has. Yep. Aghanim's down, meanwhile Nidorific getting his shovel. Which he can go to the dick spot and get those 5 rupees. Where's Maniacal gonna go from here? Hopefully back to Super Metroid so he can go get Morph Ball.
Neither of it's coming up at the end of Ridley's area now. Just got the Three Musketeers / Fantasy room to check out.
Speaking of Three Musketeers, just blueberries.
Uh-oh. Manaka's going back to pod. He's going to get his last pendant. He's going for a pedestal pull.
Well, at the very least, we can go see what's on pedestal.
Chaka is running out of options here for Vicious. He tries a forward shot, but it doesn't do any damage to the eyeballs, which is honestly something I've not seen before, so good to know.
I mean, he still has eight more shots to use, but I think he's gonna save that for Vitreous himself. Oh no!
Takes a hug from a little eyeball. Right, Nijovic didn't actually do Bubble Mountain earlier, so he's doing this place first, and then he really needs to get down to Crocomire. Otherwise, he's going to be stuck clearing out Meridia really slowly without the gravity suit, trying to find that hookshot. And yeah, Monaco is headed down to Helmazor. Well, I guess he really hasn't thought about the front of Gauntlet at all at this point if he's going for the ped pool. Because he knows he knows he needs a sword, and he can get a sword from possibly tons and tons of locations in Super Metroid available to him as soon as he gets that Morph Ball. But if he's not thinking about the front of Gauntlets, then he's got to be thinking that the Morph Ball is on ped.
I mean, honestly, would you expect Morph Ball to be in front of Gauntlet?
Not unless I was forced there. It's like, screw attack for the front of Gauntlet is never one of those things I think about. Oh, we've got our second crate fight on Hitaka's side at 2 hours 37 minutes in. How often can you say that you're doing crate at 2 hours in?
Do you think Nidorific's got enough health right now? And he's checked all of Bubble Mountain. Now it's just a matter of going down to Crocomire.
Yeah, it looks like that is his plan of. That's his plan.
Good. Good. Go down to Crocomire. Get the hook shot. Go beat Swamp Palace.
I mean, I thought I could get away with saying, don't bet on Crocomire this seed, of all seeds. And then, of course, he has a hook shot.
Well, not directly on him, but it's definitely past him.
Yeah, Hitaka's also in Upper North there now. Picks up their powder. I wonder if we're going to go down to Crocomire before doing Ridley.
But thankfully, since Nidorefic has Charge Beam, he doesn't have to waste missiles getting Pachamire to go all the way to the bridge. Not that he is slow on missiles.
So, Trucker looks like he's stocked up on bombs and arrows. He's got 32 arrows now. He's still determined to kill Vitreous. He knows Vitreous has an item and he wants that item. And we know it's a necessary one because it's screw attack. But, so I admire his dedication here. Alright, Hitaka's gonna check out the top of Crumble Tower. They could go straight to Crook from here if they so choose, and that would be the correct course.
Well, they
And
can't take they can't take that bottom route because that requires speed booster.
Oh, of course, yeah, they need speed booster for that. It's kind of like these things you take for granted sometimes. You think, oh yeah, they can get down here with no problems. Nope, you actually need that one item which is actually optional and could be anywhere in this race, and we probably won't ever see it.
Now, thankfully, this part here in the Indiana Jones sequence just needs Morph Ball and either Hook Shot or Space Jump. Well, Hook Shot, Space Jump, or, Morph Ball bombs. But yep, there it is. There's Hook Shot.
Yep, 2 hours 42 minutes in, Nidorefic is in go mode. And Maniacal's going for the pet ball.
What's on pedestal? 10 arrows! Oh man.
And Maniacal just kind of stares into space a bit, wondering what's happened here. What have I missed?
Where's Morph Ball? Where is it? It's like, I have checked everywhere. Where's Morph Ball?
Yeah, he's looking pretty stuck at this point. He's clearly not thinking about Gauntlet because I reckon he's now thinking about what he's possibly missed along where that Morph Ball could be.
Yeah, it's like he's thinking of like every location he could possibly go to right now that he hasn't already been.
Yeah, he's not headed into Super Metroid, unfortunately.
Now, question is Nidorefic gonna... Yeah, he's definitely going for Swamp Palace. With all he's got right now, he's probably just gonna go right for the boss, beat that, go to Meridia, beat the Dragon, and then do Ganon's Tower, then Mother Brain.
It's actually quite convenient for him, because after finishing Swamp, he can just get over to the Dark Lake Hylia and get into the back door of Meridia from there.
Taka, meanwhile, is going to be getting his hook shot very soon. Wonder if like how happy runners would be if they did Key Sanity for A Link to the Past, they get a Swamp Palace, and that first chest does have a small key for Swamp Palace.
And let me interrupt you there. Maniacal has just taken a hard reset, so that puts him back at the Super Metroid Samus ship. This is the right area he needs to be in. Does he think about Gauntlet? He is.
Yes, yes! Get more fall! Okay, now we saw Hitaka's reaction to all this. What's Maniacal's reaction gonna be?
I think it's just going to be, I'm behind, I'm seriously behind, I've got no time to waste, let's go.
Yeah. It's no angry reaction, he's just booking it. Because Neaterific's got 3 Super Metroid bosses done, and almost all of the necessary bosses done with Link to the Past, and Hitaka just needs Swamp Palace done, but he still needs to do Kraid and Ridley. And, of course, Dragon. And Hitaka also angry that Hookshot is up here.
So Maniacal's not done with his checks yet. He's obviously still got to track down another sword.
I don't believe there was... No, actually, there was one in Wrecked Ship. It was in the...
Yeah, there was.
In the bottom right room.
And no sign of a tempered sword anywhere, so it's looking like we're going to be having Master Sword get spins on Ganon today.
But at the very least, he does have silvers.
I think... No, the silvers was in Mickey Mouse Room, and only Neaterific has picked that up.
No, he's got it. He went there.
Yeah, he went there, but he didn't have Morph Ball at the time. So he couldn't have gotten he couldn't have gotten the silver arrows because he literally couldn't get in Mickey Mouse Room without the Morph Ball.
But look at the game. His the arrow is white with the feather part.
I'm
red.
talking about Maniacal.
Oh, Maniacal. I thought you were talking about Neaterific.
Nah.
Okay, yeah. You're right in that regard. Though we might see Hitaka get it.
I think Chucker's going in for a 4th attempt at Vitreous now.
Hopefully he can get it this time.
Yeah, he's got even more bombs than ours at this point.
I do feel bad that he's lost to Vitreous as many times as he had. Because, I mean, let's be honest, that Fighter Sword Vitreous is not something you want to do. And yeah, Neaterific's done with Swamp Palace. Now Ganon Tower's open. And also, now that I'm thinking about it, we didn't see all of the left side of Ganon's Tower, so there could be another sword upgrade over there.
Indeed, but Maniacal didn't really bother checking it out because he didn't need a Master Sword at that time. He wasn't going to take on Ganon.
But we are getting a pyramid check. Maniacal also beaten Fantoon there.
What is Neaterific going for? Does he want Gravity? Because that's in Hookshot Cave.
I would imagine he's probably trying to go for another sword upgrade. Yeah, he's got silver. Yeah, he's got Master Sword, but Master Sword Ganon fight is still pretty bad. Alright, fingers crossed. Let's see if there's another sword upgrade in here. Heart piece. Missiles. Nope. No heart container here. Or no sword upgrade. Nigel, meanwhile,
gets his Master Sword.
Yep. Probably very happy to see that there. Well, I say very happy, but he's already like full cleared all of A Link to the Past.
Yeah, we can say now that Maniacal is in go mode. But he's got quite a bit of a Super Metroid boss disadvantage at that point. That poor move ball eluded him for so long.
Yeah. The Hataka is definitely catching up here.
Yeah, so if it goes to the left side, he'd be spending a lot more time than he needs to trying to find the big key, which is just on the right side. But he might find a sword.
Oh, he is going to be checking here, though, so he's going to get his gravity suit. Yep, there it is.
Just a really quick check for him. That honestly saves him quite a bit of time when he goes back to the Dragon. Yeah, no need to worry about gravity jumps or anything like that to exit the room. Actually, you wouldn't be able to do a gravity jump without the gravity suit. Anyway, never mind. I'm pretty sure X-ray climbing, like you said, is in the logic for getting out of that room. You just can't go out of bounds with it. He's going right first, so he'll get his big key in almost immediately.
Yeah, if he's going right side, or full right side, nope. He's going left side.
Okay. More chances to get the sword, I guess.
Which, I mean, if that is the case, more power to him. And hey, there's that last E-Tank. Alright, 50 rupees.
Trucker looks to be just about out of cash at this point. I think he's bought a lot of potions for Vitreous, and I think he's gone through most of them.
So it looks like he's not gonna go for Vitreous anymore and go through Ice Palace instead.
Yeah, he's not going to find anything he needs down here. I mean, he might find a heart container. I can't remember where all the heart containers were. I don't think there were any in the Ice Palace, though.
There's definitely heart pieces, but no heart containers.
You get his fairy suit from here, and that could lead him towards getting the red mail outside Golden Tweed Zone, which would definitely help him.
Is it gonna be in the random tile room? Yep, there's Tempered. That's gonna be very good for him.
All we could want now is just a plasma beam.
And again, that's not needed. That's just like, it'll help for Mother Brain, but it's not needed. Let's see, Maniacal's done with Swamp Palace. Where is he gonna go from here?
Dragon, it looks like.
Oh, I forgot the Morph Ball on him. So yeah, he's gonna go for Dragon.
Let's go,
Butter Sword! I can't believe it's the Butter Sword.
Two swords in the optional part of Ganon's Tower is pretty rude, I must say.
Yeah, that's gonna be bad for Maniacal, because like he already got what he needed, that being the big key, so if he goes to like to fight Ganon with just Master Sword, he's gonna be losing a lot of time.
Oh, there's a cape right outside Dragon.
Huh, that is interesting. There's the key. He's gonna mirror back and just go right through Ganon's Tower.
He's got red milk, gold sword, plenty of hearts, half magic. But he's down to half of that half magic, and he's only got 7 arrows left, so he could be slightly better equipped, but honestly, he's in a great state for the climb here.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll have plenty of opportunities while going through this place to restock on arrows. So I can think a number of like locations in Ganon's Tower that'll have pots with arrows in it.
Yeah, I know there's some in this one because obviously you need them to kill the mimics. Down goes Dragon for Maniacal. So all things considered, he's not too far behind. He's now 2 bosses done in Super Metroid. He's obviously cleared Ganon's Tower. Both Nidoriffic and Hitaka only have 3 Super Metroid bosses.
Meanwhile, Nidoriffic is just got Ganon, Dragon, and then Mother Brain.
He's unleashing the bee to take out the enemies in this room.
And given that all these rooms are on the same floor, using the Golden Bee strat is pretty smart for this. But it's already gone. You served us well, Golden Bee. Oh, but he is going back for those 10 arrows. I'm gonna bother with the anti-fairy there to keep within the cycle here. And that is a very quick kill on Land Mollusk. As they say, the ideal strat for him.
And at the same time, Hitaka's got their final crystal. It's probably going to be headed up to GT2. If they think to check out Hookshot Cave, they'll also get a gravity suit for their troubles for Dragon. And it looks like Truck is about to take on Cold Stare. He's taken the wrong fall down because he can't use a hookshot to clip through those blocks. No, hookshot.
Mirror.
Nah, hookshot. If you use a mirror there, you're gonna mirror out the dungeon.
Oh, when you said clip through the blocks, I thought you meant like you know use the mirror to remove them, but you can't do that in dungeons because they got maps in it, and that just teleports you to the entrance.
Nah, when you're moving a block in the original Japanese version of the game, which Randomizer runs on, if you're moving a block and you use a hookshot, you actually hookshot straight through the moving block and hit any objects behind that. If it's an object you can attach to, like the walls there, you just hookshot through the block and move through it.
Let's see, at 20 arrows right now, Nidorefic, I'd say he's pretty set. I think he's got a, I don't know, actually, I don't think there's any more arrow pots through here. Unless these, well, that gave him an arrow capacity upgrade, but not more arrows.
Yeah, wrong kind of arrows.
While Hataka's, he gets through there without gravity. Now he's just gotta be careful not to fall down. Did win back a bit to regain some of his running momentum just to keep going through here rather quickly.
It looks like Truck is going back for Ice Pass again. I think it's to go for that big chest. I didn't see him taking a death on Cold Stare. Alright, at 3 hours, 2 minutes in, we're going to get our first Ganon of the race.
I think all things considered, this has been a very troll seed.
You'd be very thinking outside the box when there's any evidence of thinking inside it, but honestly, I've never seen like screw attack required for progression before, ever. And requiring it for Morph Ball of all things is just completely crazy. So I'd say that's pretty out of the box to begin with. It's only caught Maniacal for a loop for a long time.
Here we were where Nidorefic was going to be having to do like Master Sword strats for this, but nope, he's got Gold Sword.
Oh, Hitaka's going for grapple strats here. Got some crispy shrimp going on.
Mmm, deep fried shrimp.
So that's all 4 Super Metroid bosses for Hitaka. He's still got to go do Ganon's Tower though.
Ooh, nice double hit from Nidorefic. Now one more, and Ganon is down for Nidorefic.
Now this is very difficult. You've got to... it's difficult for me to describe because I haven't seen this done too often, but you've got to essentially do some grapple swings of these points to give yourself enough momentum to go up, so that's when you start doing mid-air morphs, you keep that momentum and send yourself all the way to the top of the room. It's very difficult to pull off though.
Yeah, see, normally, like, one strat here is that if you didn't have, like, high jump or space jump to get out of this room, you would have to utilize what is called the super gravity jump. And that's basically like, while you've got gravity on, you go into the main menu here, turn off the gravity suit, but while like you pause the game, as it's going to the fade out, you jump. And then when you turn off gravity suit, that keeps the jumping momentum from the gravity suit, but it gives the floatiness of the of no gravity suit, and essentially gives you a sort of super jump. But thankfully, Hitaka doesn't have. Well, I say thankfully, he does. I'm just saying he doesn't have that option right now. But he is going for mid-air spring ball strats.
Pulls it off.
He pulls it off on his first try. And taking advantage of freezing the, what are these things called again? Fakeroids? No, Mocktroids, that's what they were.
Yeah, Metroids. They're kind of like the Space Pirates attempts at making their own Metroids, but they only have a single nuclei instead of 3 nuclei, and so they're extremely weak and you just can kill them with anything. I believe that's how the lore goes anyway.
You wouldn't think having more than one nuclei would give you an advantage, but here we are. Nidorific's waiting for Dragon here. Is he going to go for... Actually, he does have Grapple Beam, so he could be going for that instead of just Super Missile strats here. No, he's going for Super Missile strats. Oof, almost got him there. Oh, almost. You got this. And Dragon is down for Nidorific.
So all he needs to do now is save the game, hard reset back to Samus's ship, and then go take on Mother Brain.
Actually, he'll need to go into Link to the Past and save quit that way.
Oh, of course, yeah. You can't like do a hard reset to your ship unless you're in Link to the Past. But the door is pretty close.
Shame he doesn't have speed boost, or actually no wait, speed booster wouldn't help with this, 'cause it only helps on the other side. I think if you're on this side, you still have to just do spring ball strats or whatever.
You can get through the regular morph ball bomb jumps, but it's pretty tricky. It's not like very consistent getting past those rolling snails.
I think the intended maneuver people used for those rolling snails, if you don't have spring ball, is doing the jump and aim down and then just clip right past them.
Trucker's going in. The Trucker's going in for I think the 5th or 6th time on Fidgets now. I've honestly lost count. Okay, Tucker's taking a quick stop in the Hookshot Cave to get Gravity Suit and just kind of stares at it for a bit.
He's like, wait a minute, it was here this whole time? That could have saved me so much.
It does gotta go see if he does left side Ganon's Tower or not. All he really needs to do is get to the randomizer room and he'll get tempered.
And now that Maniacal has his silvers, he can finally fight Ganon, but given that he's got Master Sword, this is still gonna take a while.
Yeah, no silvers, no tempered swords. He's gonna have to do spins the whole way. I'm sure he's used to it, so it's gonna be a long fight for him, but I think he can pull it off without much problem.
Yeah, despite not having... Nidorific does not have Plasma Beam for all this, but even still, he's got the... every other beam. So I'd say this is still going to be a pretty quick fight with Mother Brain.
Got a ton of super missiles too, so I think he'll be fine either way. Right, Trucker's going for some bomb strategy on Fitches. He's got most of the eyeballs down. 4 left.
Thankfully, if you do place them just right, it will hit the eyeballs multiple times, but bombs don't do as much damage as, like, arrows, sadly.
Yeah, I think he's just really looking to take out a couple more of the eyeballs and then he can finish off the rest with arrows. Because he only needs 8 arrows for the main boss.
Let's see, Nidovific does have high jump here, so is he gonna go for the baby skip? Or is he just gonna let the baby gobble him? Nope.
He just gets grabbed. So he didn't take off his suit, so he's going to go for the long health chain here. Just has to remember to face in the correct direction now.
Yeah, see, I know personally I can never get this. He saved the frames! I know I personally can never get this trick to go right, so I just intentionally drain as much health as I can so that when the baby Metroid grabs me, it's like less than a second of time wasted. And just a matter of refilling his health and on to the last part of Turian.
I think Trucker spent about half an hour here. He's finally done. Fitches finally goes down for him and he gets his screw attack.
Yay! You did it! Not so you missed it, but Maniacal just beat Ganon. So now...
Oh well. Ganon hardly compares to Fitches, really. Trivial matter compared to Fitches. Honestly, shoutouts to Trucker here, though. I think that's like his 6th try at Fitches, and he has not given up. He's still going at it. He wants to finish this. Might be taking him quite a long time to finish it, but he wants to go for it.
At some point, with how many deaths it's been, it's like, it's more just doing it out of spite than anything. It's like, I don't care if I got screw attack on this, I finally defeated him. I think given the Nidovific's got like 60 super missiles here, he's gonna be going for the missile strat here, and not even bothering with beams. And given how much health he has, it's perfectly fine if he gets hit by like an attack or two. Though
I believe like charged plasma shots do additional damage to what they would normally do, so it's the highest DPS on Mother Brain. But on a boss like Ridley, super missiles do more damage than beam shots, so super missiles are the highest DPS on Ridley.
yeah. Almost. Okay,
is that
there? Yeah, that's in range. At 10 health, but they're in range.
Yeah, I was thinking they'd probably want to go for the stand-up glitch, but I think he still doesn't want to bother. It doesn't do that much for him because he doesn't have plasma beam, so he's not going to do that much damage doing stand-up.
I mean, it'll save a little bit of time, but it's still pretty risky. Now, Maniacal's not too far behind. I mean, I'd say he's like maybe 4 or 5 minutes behind Nidorefic here.
Considering how long he went in circles and even did a blind ped pull trying to find that morph ball, he's really done a good job here. His execution has been on point.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's definitely not hidden in his fault with all this. This has just been a very difficult seed. Oh, he got Metroided. He was doing really well with the baby skip there, but I think he got caught on the against the wall there. But he is facing right, so he's saving the frames. And almost got the kill here. Yep. Mother Brain is down for Nidorefic.
So he's looking extra red and crispy, and I'd say just about done.
But don't get your GGs in chat just yet, because Nidorefic's still gotta escape. Now the question becomes, is he gonna save the animals?
Ooh, please no, we've already wasted enough time finding that morph ball.
Hey, they deserve to be saved.
I mean, at least nobody's gone and done a full Meridia clear for reasons yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
Actually, given that we found like all the swords in Ganon's Tower, I don't think there's anything of worth in Meridia aside from Plasma Beam, but even then, do you really want to try to full clear Meridia just for Plasma Beam?
Speed Booster too, it'll let you catch up the time you spend in Meridia.
I guess there's that. Trucker's having some problem here in over north here, though. The acid has caught up to him, and I think he's gonna outrun it. No. Oh no! Oh, good on you, Trucker. Just you can say he's trucking along.
No time to save the animals, we are out of here.
Oh. Well, with that, Nidorefic finishes with an SRL time of 3 hours, 17 minutes, and 59 seconds.
GG.
I did want to point this out earlier, but he's not in first place of our runners. I mean, he's the first place with our restream runners, but the first place winner with like our group of runners was Asder with an SRL time of 2 hours, 36 minutes, and 42 seconds. So considering all we've seen here so far, the fact that he got that quick of a time is just anything short of amazing. Or nothing short of amazing. But still, GG to Nidorefic for completing this very confusing troll-worthy seed. And hey, welcome to the chat, Nidorefic, and GG.
GG.
What'd you think of this seed?
I think I was breathing down Asder's neck. 41 minutes behind him.
It's like, yeah, I was looking at his time like 2 hours, 41 minutes with this kind of seed? Jeez.
Well, with that I knew immediately where gravity was, so it helped a bit. I was afraid it would be in a sand pit or something, but it had to be behind hookshot, so...
I mean, thankfully you found it when you did, because unlike because you found it in Hookshot Cave before going to Meridia, so did Maniacal, and I don't think Trucker's gone there just yet, but Hitaka didn't. He beat Dragon without Gravity Suit, but then went to Hookshot Cave, saw it was there, and just kind of paused for a second, like, oh.
Yeah, I need to practice some gravity-less ray gun escape. It's on my to-do list.
I mean, from what we've seen with like the race so far, you did a pretty fantastic job. You were on point with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, the big troll was just I found hookshot dead last, basically.
Yeah, I think like out of all the items, that one was definitely holding you back because you were going through a lot of Super Metroid trying to find it.
Trying to find anything. But yeah, when as they're finished, I knew where the last two items were.
Because me and Oswald were like, "Come on, go to Croc. Croc's got hookshot."
I almost forgot Cry, actually. I was going to do the glitch in the Frog Speedway with the wave beam when you don't have the speed booster.
Yeah.
No, I was about to do that. I was like, wait a sec, I never checked Croc. And you should always bet on Croc.
Always bet on Croc. But man, this like the logic for the seed though, just going getting like flippers in Meyer's shed by getting Flute, which was in Alpha Power Bombs.
Yep.
And then going to get Mirror
in Waterfall Cave. I got it early because I fake flippered.
Yeah, everyone got it early, so technically everyone was out of logic.
The big tell for the Flute was both early ice and high jump boots.
And the kicker was finding Morph Ball in the front of Gauntlet, because who would think to check there?
I did because I had space jump, so I was technically not trapped in
I think you were the first of our runners to actually find, or well, the first of our restream runners to find Morph Ball there.
Unfortunately for Maniacal, finding the Morph Ball there was the one thing that eluded him for a very long time. He actually went and did a blind pedal before going for Gauntlet, but I can tell you now that he's actually now finished in third place with an official SRL time of 3 hours, 21 minutes and 53 seconds. So GG to Maniacal.
GG!
I was extremely tempted to blind pull Pet as well. But Vidi dropped Screw Attack and it got me thinking.
I do like one fact there, like with you finished at where you are with this race, you're at 3:18 exactly with like the stream timer.
Oh yeah.
Funny enough, my SRL time with one of the tournament races was 3 hours 30 minutes exactly. And I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, those very sharp times are not something you see often.
But was there anything else you thought was rather interesting about the seed?
I was just wondering if anyone counted how many spheres deep Morph Ball was. It was behind Screw Attack and Space Jump. Where was Space Jump? Space Jump was in
Eastern Palace.
Yeah, Eastern Palace big chest.
It was not behind Bow or Lamp, but Screw Attack was on Vidi. Vidi required Mids, which were on Pyramid, and Fluid, which was in Yeah, it was in Brainstar Red Tower.
Yeah, needless to say, when Hataka found it, he was very angry because he fired off some super missiles at it. And here's Maniacal, GG.
Hey, thank you, GG.
GG.
What did you think of the seed?
I thought it was the best seed ever.
You do?
It was so marvelous, and then it was just a giant debate. Like, I wanted with all of my soul for Morph Ball to be behind Hookshot. And then I wanted even more for Morph Ball to be at Dig Spot, because that would have been the best. And then it wasn't, and I was sad, and then I was like, oh wait, Morph could totally be Ped, let's chase it. And then when it wasn't, I was like, oh yeah, all the Green Brain stuff that I left behind, that opened with Screw Attack and Old Mother Brain, that's a lot less exciting. And then I was kind of let down. I think that was the beauty of the seed.
And you get to the front of the gauntlet and like, oh, there's Morph Ball.
Yeah, which was not surprising at all. Except I really, really, really wanted this to finally be the seed that required Morphless, Speedless Crocomire. And, like, with all of my being... Like, it's in logic. It's totally in logic to go Mire area to backdoor Lower Norfair up through Mickey Mouse, drop down, go up the elevator, and go to Croc the way I did, without speed. Like, that's a thing that you're expected to do. And Morph could have been there. And when it was Hookshot, I was so excited.
It's like, oh, like, this could lead me to Morph Ball.
When Vitreous was Screw Attack, I was like, oh baby, here we go. It's the Morph Ball Lower Norfair seed. Let's do this. And so I immediately went to Croc because I had all of the goods I needed to do it. And I didn't have Gravity, so it couldn't have been Hotarubi or Fireflea yet. And then when Hookshot led me to Gravity, like, it was this giant tease of all of the cool things that hard logic can do, and it was just this giant setup for a huge letdown in where Morph Ball was, but I think that was beautiful. So I really enjoyed this. It took me way too long to finish, and I'm a little sad about it. But that's because I bit on all the bait.
Yeah, you practically explored all of A Link to the Past trying to find Morph Ball.
Well, I did explore all of A Link to the Past. The things that I didn't check in A Link to the Past were the things that Morph Ball could not be. That is, I didn't check the tablets because, well, I mean, it's possible that Screw Attack led to a book in, like, Green Bryn or something, but there were the tablets, never found Powder, so Magic Bat was out, and the rest of the stuff in Ganon's Tower was the only stuff left in A Link to the Past. I did everything else.
Yeah, if you want to know, Magic Powder was actually at High Jump.
Okay, yeah. It was behind Morph, though, at High Jump.
Yeah, behind Morph Ball.
So, yeah, I mean, everything behind Morph really didn't matter, except for the second sword, which I was fortunate to find fairly quickly.
I will say one thing, if you had checked left side Ganon's Tower, you would have gotten both swords. Okay,
yeah, I mean, shrug. I guess I'm lucky that I found the one that I did in Super Metroid as quickly as I did by going
it's good you definitely found Master Sword, as well as Silver Arrows. Because doing Silverless Master Sword Ganon is not fun.
That Silver Arrows check was such a mize. It was so lucky. So I saved supers on Ridley, and then Ridley gave me the worst drops of all time, of course, because that's what Ridley does. Because I knew I needed extra supers to Green Gate glitch back out, and sort of on my way back through the second reverse amphitheater lava dive, I thought, Mickey Mouse is a relatively benign and somewhat free check here. Let's do it. And so it was a very, very lucky thing. So it actually saved me fluting to go get a potion at the witch's hut. And so, yeah, I had a blast with this. It did go a little long, and I have some work I gotta take care of. So I'm just going to thank y'all for the restream, and hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. GG to Ashdar and Niterific.
GG.
Oh yeah, this has definitely been a fun race to both commentate and watch.
Oh, I bet you had a blast. This is such a marvelous seed, and I hope everyone enjoyed it as much as I did, because man, it was sweet.
I just want to say we had very, very, very different routes for this seed.
I imagine, because I took all the wrong ones, and I went super, super deep on, like, Morphless Super Metroid logic, and, like, where things could and couldn't be. And because of where Morph Ball ended up being, I think that it's going to be fun to watch back. I haven't been watching all of the weeklies back, but this is one that I'm definitely going to check out and see how it goes.
Well, at the very least, like I say, thanks for racing tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me come in and chat. Sorry for dominating the interview scape for a few minutes here over Niterific. I just had a few things I really wanted to. I really wanted to express the joy of this particular one because, oh, I forgot to track Kate. Shucks. There we go. My tracker was wrong. But yeah, I had a blast with this. Glad I did it, but do need to go get back to work, so take it easy.
All right, see you later.
Later. So where was Speed? Anyone find it?
I don't think anyone's found Speed Booster. Though if I had to guess, it's probably in Meridia.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Maniacal did check like, oh not you. You checked all of left side with Ganon's Tower.
Yeah.
And there was like what, only a few locations, like left in Ganon's Tower that Speed Booster could have been in. So I honestly think like Speed Booster is like without a doubt in Meridia.
It's just that my heart sank when I saw where Plasma was.
Wait, you saw where Plasma was?
Yeah, it was in the Wreck Ship Reserve. Speed lock.
Oh. Oh, that's sad. But we got Maniacal Hitaka just finished with a time of 3 hours and 31 minutes and 11 seconds. Oh, but he finished it's 4 seconds after PP-chan. Oh.
Sniped.
Slight delay. I mean, still, that's still a good time. GG to you, Hitaka. Now, unfortunately, we won't stick around for Trucker, because I think we only got, like, what, 17 more minutes with our time frame? Yeah, like, I think around 17 minutes, and, you know, our time's up, so I think we'll have enough time for doing an interview with Hitaka before cutting this short.
He should be here shortly.
Which at the very least mark that he's got Morph Ball, and I think he's got Spring Ball as well. And very suit. We have not been tracking Trucker very well, have we?
Well, we did have 2 trackers assigned for the race, but they had to leave early due to in real life circumstances, so we've had the Miss Metroid taking over for a bit. And you, Pansnick.
Yeah.
But it's why we don't do tracking and commentating both at the same time, especially when it's 4 races, because, yeah, it's really hard to keep track of everything.
But, welcome, Hitaka and GG.
Hi.
What did you think of that seed?
That was a pretty awful seed.
Really? Because Maniacal thought the complete opposite. He thought this was a fantastic seed. It's I think he said like it was basically like all he was basically expecting out of a hard seed. Because everywhere he went, he was getting like debated. I did see a few times like when you found Morph Ball in particular, you definitely did not seem pleased to find it there.
Was anything in this seed even hard logic? Like progression wise?
That is a good question. I'm not sure.
Master was talking about it in chat earlier. He thought there wasn't anything that required the hard
No.
techniques at all.
I thought no. Yeah, because flute is. I've had Morph Ball in a normal logic seed where we found flute, so that's the only thing that could have been possibly hard logic, but it's not. It's normal. It was just a big troll. I mean, it's something I've found after playing a few hard seeds. It is I find myself trolling myself more than the seeds troll me. I just expect them to be like super complicated when most of the time they're just kind of like normal seeds.
It's just kind of out in the open and like places you wouldn't expect. Now, Nidorefic pointed out that he did see Plasma Beam was in the Wreck Ship Reserve, and I'm not sure if you saw where it was.
Me?
Yeah, like, did you see where Plasma Beam was?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so... And he was wondering, like, if anybody found a Speed Booster, and I don't think anyone did.
I didn't.
I think if it was anywhere, it's probably in Meridia somewhere. 'Cause that's the only place nobody has really, like, fully checked.
I like how I did Suitless Dragon and then found Gravity Suit immediately afterwards.
I noticed when you did find Gravity Suit, you kind of just stood there like, oh, this is where it was.
Is Suitless Dragon in Logic or not?
It's a Suitless Dragon is in Hard Logic, I believe.
Yes, I thought about doing Death Mountain first, because I'm not positive, but I think because that can be in Logic in hard mode, then can Gravity Suit be in GT? Maybe, I'm not sure, but I thought maybe. Anyway, so I thought about doing Death Mountain at GT first, but the routing from Swamp to Backdoor Meridia was just better, so I did that first. Anyway.
Screw Attack was on Vitreous.
Wait, was it on Vitreous? I thought,
Yeah,
it was.
No, yeah, it was. Because I was getting it mixed up with freaking Various Suit.
Parachute was Codestep.
Yeah, it was.
And Chaco was stuck on Vitreous for ages and ages.
I do feel bad for Trucker because he died like, what, 6 times to Vitreous, given his loadout? He had a lot of trouble with that boss.
so we had to clear 2 pendant dungeons because 2 required items were on pendant bosses. And we had to clear most of Pod anyway too because it had boots, I think, in the back.
Yeah. Also, that room the Trucker was just in, that had a sword upgrade for you. It was like,
where were the other 2 swords?
The other 2 swords was left side Ganon's tower.
Uh-huh. Both of them?
Yeah, both were on left side Ganon's tower.
One was in Randomizer room, and the other was behind Dice Armors.
Yep.
Okay.
Nidorefic was lucky in that regard, because he did a bit, like the first 2 chests on right side, and then did all of left. And he found both of them there.
And was Silver's in Mickey Mouse room?
Yes.
Okay. I thought about checking that on the way to Ridley, but I thought, nah, it's like 3 rooms out of the way. I'm not doing that.
I don't blame you. Well, y'all have any closing thoughts for this race?
It seems like the last few Monday weeklies have had like really late morph balls. I don't know why. It just seems to be a thing that's going on lately.
It's just like this seed just had such a weird progression with its items.
Yeah.
And it's like front of Gauntlet is like the last place you'd expect morph ball to be in. It's certainly not a place I would check.
It was my second item I picked up in Super Metroid.
I think Nidorefic, you were the first of our runners to actually find Morph Ball.
My second guess was Terminator, and my third guess was Pedestal.
Maniacal actually went for the pedestal ball before finding the morph ball. I think all he got for it was like 10 hours.
Yeah, 10 arrows on pedestal.
Blind Pedestal Morph Ball would have been quite something.
Like, how much faith would you have to put into pedestal to be like, okay, morph ball has to be here?
Depends on how tilted you were by the seat at that point.
Honestly, a blind pedestal pull morph ball would be terrible. Well, I mean, it could be terrible if, like, given the right context.
I'm sure it'd be entertaining to watch, though.
I could just imagine someone just doing, like, frustrated slashes upon finding it there.
I remember the very first seed I tried of combo was a better seed that total released, and Morph Ball was on pedestal. The only time I ever had Morph Ball on pedestal.
I was unfortunate with like the tournament, like the winter tournament races, and that almost all of my races in that tournament were all pedestal seeds.
The odds are very low. You should buy a lottery ticket.
It's like, with odds that low, I must be lucky or something. But is it really luck at that point? What is the opposite of luck again? Curse? Oh yes, that's right.
So, what did Regship have? Only a sword, right?
Yeah, a sword and plasma beam, but nobody could really get to plasma beam because nobody could find where speed booster was. Yeah, I think the only noteworthy thing that was in Regship was just the sword upgrade.
Oh, speaking of amphitheater, I almost died there because I forgot it's acid and I didn't have gravity and I fell in the acid.
Yeah, you were cutting it kind of close there.
I hadn't saved either, so I would have been kicked back at the ship with all what I had done.
Oh, that would have been so bad. Well, if you guys could have any closing comments, I think we will be ending out the stream here. We've only got like a few minutes left before our time slot here is over.
Well, it was a fun seed. I say not sarcastically.
No, I think Hitaka definitely had some frustrations towards the seed.
Yeah, this seemed to be pretty trolly.
I think a couple of people died to blind, actually. I know Trucker did.
I put off blind until I had a sword.
Yeah, I died to blind, and then I went and did pod, and found Kane, and was just like, well, I can go do blind now, for free. I also found my rod before mitts.
For those who have been sticking with this race for as long as they have, I congratulate you on that, but also be sure to give our racers a subscribe to their channels, because they've put on a fantastic show tonight, all of them. Trucker included.
Yeah, unfortunately we won't have time to finish Trucker's race here on the restream, but do make sure to check out his stream if you want to see him finish out.
And while Link Force and Metroid did help us out for the Last of This, and
There's Kirito here earlier.
Kirito helped with tracking as well, so give them a follow too. But I've been Pantsneck, and Revolver Ocelot has also Revolving Ocelot has helped me out plenty with this race.
It's an absolute pleasure to be here as always.
So thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you later.